Well, let's get started with episode 295. The gang's all here. We've been lying to you with our icon and our logo for a long time, and I'm sorry. We keep showing four little faces, and you very rarely see four. But here we are. Four of us are here. Dan, Kyle, Jeff, welcome to the show. So glad you're all here and alive and ready to argue about stuff. It's going to be great.
The boys are back in town, as they say.
The boys are back in town.
Yeah, someone should write a song about that.
We're
We're
like
back
that.
in the saddle again.
Somebody write.
Yeah. Dude, I am so pumped. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of games that are out, and a little sneak preview of one of next week's big releases. I know a couple of you have gotten the digital deluxe version or whatever it's called, early access version of Outer Worlds 2. So we're going to talk about that, as well as games that released for everybody this past week. So we got a bunch to get to, a few headlines, and then we'll wrap it up with some other stuff that we're playing and some other fun stuff. But let's just jump right in with some dismembering and some blood and some Ninja Gaiden 4, which I'm pretty sure all of us have at least dabbled a little bit in this. I think. I could be wrong. Dan, I don't know if you have. I assume you had, but maybe I'm wrong. I know Kyle and Jeff have played it a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I haven't played it. I've probably played it the least, which is 0. But I've been watching Fox plays. I've brought him up before. He's been playing. He was playing that all week, so I've been watching.
Okay.
A lot of Ninja Gaiden 4.
So I played. I'm almost to the end of the first chapter. I think not super far, but I wanted to give it a fair shot. Get through the tutorial, play through some of the first area mission chapter, whatever they call it. I think they're called chapters. I forget. But yes. So I did play it some. Full disclosure, these kinds of fast-paced character action games aren't always my favorite game style or genre. There are a few that have broken through, whether it's the Bayonetta games. The combat in those games is just so good. The Devil May Cry games have always clicked for me. 5 especially was just so epic. I played it all the way through. So certain games do click. This does remind me a lot of like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta a little bit. It's got just that right feel to the combat, and there's enough complexity there that I'm really intrigued. So who knows? I might play a little more. But Kyle and Jeff, you guys have been spending some time with it. What do you think so far about this new Ninja Gaiden game? We finally have two new Ninja Gaiden games in 1 year. What do you guys think about this one?
Year of the Ninja.
Everyone probably knows how I'm going to feel, so why don't you go, Jeff? Because like you're the more probably interesting.
She's very talented where it counts. So
yeah, she had a good voice actress or something. Yeah.
That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd never played any of these. Even the remake that just came. Is it a remake or just a remaster? Whatever that just came out for Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah.
There's really no way to tell.
It's a something.
It was a remake.
I have had that downloaded because it's it's Game Pass game, and so is this. It's on Game Pass, which is no longer Port Pass. It's just regular price pass.
Yeah.
So insanely overpriced, but it's fine.
It's Elite Pass.
I'm still using it. Who am I? But just a blind consumer being mocked in Outer Worlds 2, basically. Anyway, that's fine. Anyway, this game is a lot of fun. I love the combat feels great. It can be a little overwhelming because there's a lot of options, and I'm kind of with Tim on the fast-paced action games, kind of not really being hit or miss for me. Like Bayonetta is a good example of something that is great, and I can adapt to that. But again, that's a game with a lot of options, and I'm dumb. So I fight simple, and I just, you know what I mean? Like I just stick with what I know and stick with the combos that I know. And that might be my bad, making something feel a little more repetitive than it needs to be. But anyway, this game so far, I'm still in like the same, probably the earlier chapters that Tim was in. Because I assume your focus shifted to power washing full time. So
you betcha.
Listen,
real quick. In one game, you make a mess and you paint the entire city with blood. In the other game, you clean it up.
Yeah,
sure.
You clean it up.
I didn't know that.
And then there's a game that does both. Crime scene.
Same universe.
Yeah. Same universe.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Really impressed me. And just paying attention during the tutorials already made me feel like just a badass during all of these encounters. With the quick dodges and shifting to the other type of slash. I forget what they call it. like the kind of like the bloodier
The
slash
Raven
stance or whatever.
thing, Raven mode.
Yeah, the
whatever
Raven
that is.
stance or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and
Mhm.
yeah, I just got acclimated pretty quickly to what it wanted me to do. But it is easy to feel overwhelmed because it's not the usual flavor of action that I play. Like I'm just coming off of Ghost of Yotei. It's not
Yeah.
usually. It's a
You
lot
shouldn't
slower
be
paced,
playing these two
especially.
games at the same time.
Yeah, I know
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I went from Ghost of Yotei to
I'm having a
Keeper to
real hard time
this.
switching between the two right now. It's
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm not alone. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You should like
I went
this.
from like
Yeah,
I went from Ghost of Yotei to Keeper, which is nothing, to this, and it's like
Mm.
completely opposite types of games, obviously. But I just need to
Sure.
spend more time with it, honestly. But now that Outer Worlds 2 is out for me, because I'm a blind consumer and I pay full price for everything nowadays, that's gonna take precedent because that was like my number one game of the year that the first one came out, 2021
Yeah.
or whatever it was. Yeah,
It's actually
I'm very distracted.
2019, I believe. It's been a
2019,
minute.
my God, everything
Yeah.
is in a blur of COVID for me. Like
Yeah.
I feel like everything came out during
Yeah.
COVID. That
It's
I
been a
loved.
while.
It has.
Yep. Yep. You know what's
Yeah.
funny? Sometimes these games, I feel like one of the things I've said before, and I will admit this was a broad brush, inaccurate generalization that I have said. Yeah, a lot of these character action games are just button mashers, and I like games that you have to actually have strategy and know what you're doing. Like that is so untrue of most of them.
Mhm.
I just usually say because I'm not good at them, or I don't want to take time to learn the systems. Most of these, especially the platinum games that are good platinum games, which are
Yeah.
most of them,
Mhm.
I think. There's a few misses, but they're mostly
yeah.
good.
They miss.
Their,
They miss sometimes.
their systems are always fun, and I used to have to take a little bit of time to learn it. What's the combos? What's the power up? How do you charge up that little power up bar? What's the best time to block or to dodge? And it's kind of same as a lot of the games that I love. It's just faster, and honestly, in a lot of ways, it's a little more forgiving. So I don't know why they don't appeal to me more. But anyway, all that to say,
Yeah.
it does feel really good. The combat feels super smooth and really good. At least
The
I think it does
strategy
early
is
on.
go faster, and that's what
Yeah.
is
Right.
the hard sell to get in is having the reflexes, the speed of your hand-eye coordination to keep up with it, and I
And
do think there is
remembering
a
your
learning
combos
to
too,
it,
because there's
a learning curve.
There's a
Well,
lot
and
of
when,
moves.
and when
Yeah,
to
yeah,
press the
exactly.
attack and when to defend, because this game does reward
Right.
you,
Yeah.
like Bloodborne, to like, hey, fill up that red part of your health
Yeah.
bar that you just lost by pushing the attack and getting hits and getting kills. But also, obviously, that gets you back into the fray, and it's very dodge and parry heavy, and like I'm a new parrier in video games. Usually, I'm like, I'm not learning that. Like for my entire life, I'm like not learning that.
Not
Not
learning
at
that.
all. Even like the very first Jedi Fallen Order, I'm like, as far up to that game, I was like not learning that. It wasn't until like
No.
the second like Jedi game and Ghost of Yotei,
Yeah.
the first game, that or Ghost of Tsushima, excuse me, that was like, I should probably
Yeah.
learn how to parry. I'm old and
It
I
feels
should learn
so
this
good.
mechanic.
It feels so good.
And
Yeah.
it does feel good, and this game really needs that, and I'm really glad I showed up with that skill because I feel like I probably would have been left behind a little bit if I didn't.
Yeah.
Mhm. Same.
Yeah. As you guys are all seeing with the video that we're running here as we chat about it, this game does not shy away from the blood and dismemberment. Even then, like enemies who are dismembered, just like in the previous ones, they have a chance at really doing damage to you right before they die. They kind of get desperate and crazy, and they'll do a crazy move if you're not paying attention. So you can, I think it's called like obliterate or decimate. There's some kind of cool word for it when you hit Y to finish him off, or triangle or whatever system whatever controller you're using. But anyway, it has plenty of that. But one of the cool things I noticed at the beginning, let's say that you look at this and you say, hey, I just don't like all the blood and gore, or I have kids around, I can't play this. You can actually adjust almost everything right out of the gate. Like before you even get to the main menu, this game gives you a ton of options. Everything from how difficult you want it to be, to I'm just gonna rewind this a little bit so we can keep watching some of the blood and gore, to how much blood and gore and dismemberment you want. Like you can kind of scale those things way back or keep them up. So I do like that right out of the gate. They give you a lot of those options there. And it's even like lock on. Do you want to lock on to the first enemy you hit? Do you want to auto switch to the next enemy when you kill an enemy? Like it asks you all the different things you want to do with locking on and all that. So I liked that, man. I thought those settings were really nice to have.
I do think it's a smart thing to do with
personally.
a game like this, because like how you guys, like you, Jeff, and Tim were just saying, like it's that barrier of entry for some people is just too much, and they're just like, well, I don't want to. And if you're a person that's like level-headed, not like one of these people on the internet that like want to harass people because they put it on baby mode, you know. It's like just
Yeah.
literally do what you want to do. If you're having fun,
Yeah.
that's all that friggin' matters. So it's
That's right.
good that they have stuff like that, especially for a game like this, because this game, again, I haven't been playing it firsthand, but I was watching Fox play it, and it looks rad as hell. Character
You're gonna
action
love it when you
games are
play
like
it.
one of my
Yeah.
top favorite genres. Like I love character action games.
Yeah.
And the music, oh my god, the music is so good. Holy shit.
Mhm.
Like the music is unbelievable. So yeah, like if you like action games, period, like give this game a try. And like you said, accessibility options, difficulty options, it's all there. So just give it a try, because Ninja Gaiden's rad as hell. So
Yeah, and as far as my thoughts on it, I'm definitely skew a little more closer to Dan, where like this is my genre. This is like maybe my favorite genre is character action games. Not always the faster the better, but Platinum knows how to figure out how to like make fast work, whereas other franchises don't really make it work, or maybe it does kind of feel like Tim was saying, like button mashy, like boy, you can't get by in this game button mashing, like it's, and Platinum games in general, like playing Nier, playing Metal Gear Revengeance, playing some of their other games of that, like kind of, I feel like all these games are kind of sisters or brothers, if you will. They're very fast paced, they're very ninja-y, they're very parry slash pushing the attack heavy and stuff like that. And you're used to doing games like that. This is very much that, but it kind of retains its like old school Ninja Gaiden like toughness, because like this game's tough, like, and it's tough, and it really benefits to know all the mechanics, which there are a lot of. Like the game makes it very easy for you to practice all your moves and stuff like that. And I've needed to do it multiple times, like it's tough, yeah. And Bayonetta was kind of the same way, where it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in that game in terms of like button combinations and different things to kind of play around with, especially in the third one with like the summons and the transformations like that. There's just a lot going on in Platinum games usually.
I still laugh when that happens, Kyle, when she's just doing her little dance in the background while they're doing the big things are fighting.
Someone's getting
she's
cut
just
with
doing
a
her little
guillotine,
cha-cha.
and other big kaiju stuff going on behind you. It's just like, this game's insane. And there might not be a lot of that in this game. This game has its own kind of insanity. I don't know if y'all got up to like some of those like pipe sliding sequences at the beginning of the game, but fun, kind of ridiculous.
But that's my type of stuff. I love that.
Yeah. It's been fun. That happens a few more times, and it kind of escalates in terms of like severity and things attacking you and whatnot. And I like that. I like the set PC nature that kind of Platinum brings to these types of games. And this is like the perfect studio to do this. I think they tapped the best team. If Team Ninja is off doing, Team Ninja proper, that is off doing like the Neo series or whatever, I'm glad if they had to hand it off to somebody, it was Platinum, because boy, they showed up and made a really excellent combat system here.
They did.
I mean, just the way that you can pairing in this game is just pressing the attack, so if they're attacking and you attack, just get off right before that there's lands, like you'll stagger them and everything like that. And you have a really weird, I'm still getting used to the evade, where you have to hold down kind of like the left, the right trigger button, and then use like the joystick. It is very intuitive once you learn it, but like, boy, my brain is used to just like pressing a button in a direction.
Me too.
It's just it's taking some rewiring, which is why you don't play this game while you're playing something like Ghost of Tsushima, which the parry button's on the complete other side of the controller, and everything is completely different. Like
everything is different. Also, it's very purposeful. Like that game's very like, not slow is probably the wrong word, but it's very purposeful. Like I just paused it here because this cracks me up when you do the wall jumps to go up. It looks like fast forward. This is the regular game speed when you're actually going up, doing the butterfly wall jumps, whatever they call them. Hang on, let me. I think it's coming up right after this. You go so fast, and it looks like someone's hitting fast forward. Like,
well, and
it looks so
you can button mash that, and that's how it looks, basically. Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad the game has a lot of those obliterate, like, we're gonna slow down and show you this kill cam type of move, because like you need a break. Like your brain can't be in that.
Like that's the beginning right there. This whole clip that is being shown right now. That's the beginning of the game, and it's still like a lot going on, but you still get a chance to really obliterate the crap out of people, and that that feels
Yeah.
so good.
It's cool. Yeah, you got like little blood orbs kind of hanging around. You can suck those in by holding down triangle or Y, and then pull off like a locked on devastating attack. Like it's just there's a lot of stuff that like you have to plant to, and like man that feels crazy. Like when you're trying to like do all this dodging and do all this moving, and suddenly it's like I have to stand here for a second, like charge up. But boy, if you unleash it, it's just cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in the depths of this combat that it is taking me a little bit to learn, but like I just need to get other games where I'm swinging swords off my plate so I can dump all that information.
Sword heavy year, man.
Yeah. Even in Outer Worlds, which we'll talk about later, I'm like, I'm not using swords in this game. I'm not. I just
I sold all mine. I'm like, I'm not doing melee in this. I'm done.
I'm shooting. So yeah, I'm having to get all these swords.
Dude,
out of my
that's
life.
so true. Everything from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 to Monster Hunter, even Claire Obscure. Like, it's just been swords everywhere. Swords in every
dude, I
game.
friggin' love
Assassin's
swords.
Creed
Give me more
Shadows,
swords.
Swords are the best, yeah, but I can't have too many combat
Assassin's Creed
mechanics
Shadows,
in my brain. It becomes a juggling act where you're like, and you don't want to be
Yes.
pressing Ghost of Tsushima buttons when you're playing Ninja Gaiden, and you're gonna die immediately.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows too, because like the melee buttons are totally different than
yeah,
Ghost.
Mhm.
It's like right bumper, right trigger, and I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
This is so
Yeah.
freaking bizarre to me.
Yeah.
But whatever, you get used to it. We just do it.
Yeah, so
love the game.
guys, I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is very good, especially if you're already a fan of character action games. But let's just say maybe you tried Final Fantasy 16 and you liked it because you're a Final Fantasy fan, but usually you skip character action games. This is one that's worth giving it a shot because if you liked stuff like Final Fantasy 16, which technically is more character actiony than any other Final Fantasy game, that's for sure.
yeah. I mean, it was done by the Devil May Cry creators, which is
Yeah, it gives you a taste of it without it. Yeah, it's definitely not
And
button
that guy,
mashy,
and
right?
then
You've
that
got
guy
an element of
left
strategy to
Capcom
it.
and went over to Platinum. So
Yeah.
all these are
Yeah.
like I said, all
There's
these are
a
like
connection.
sister and brother games. Yeah, they're all related
Yeah.
in some way.
But this is a great one, I think, to kind of ease into it because of the accessibility options I mentioned before in terms of difficulty or lock-on systems and all the different things you might want to try. But the tutorial, like Jeff was saying earlier too, it is really great. They do a good job of showing it to you at the beginning, at least a baseline of here's how to do attacks, strong attacks, charged attacks, your Raven form. It shows you a good number of things, how to dodge. Doesn't even get into things like parrying yet. It'll save that for later. So it's a little bit nice and easy to ease into, I think. Then it gets hard, right? You get some of your first difficult fights that come up shortly after that. But they do a good job of easing you into it, I think. So yeah, give it a look. I think it's great. If you have Game Pass, obviously, it's definitely worth a download and go give it a view. Otherwise, maybe if it's on sale or if you're looking for that kind of action challenge to jump into, this is one that I would recommend.
Yeah, and if you're worried about the jumping into the fourth game, you've never played the other ones. The story is nonsense in these games. They're absolute bogus nonsense that make no sense. They have no real plot really. So just like don't worry about it. Just know ninjas are cool and guys with guns are either trying to kill them or do something. Yeah, that's all. You don't really need to know much.
Like this one literally starts out with a new, like this is a brand new character to this universe. Yakuma, right?
New clan too.
Yeah,
Maybe they've brought up the Raven clan before.
I've never heard of the Raven clan.
Yeah, new everything.
He's also like such a Chad.
Also,
like his responses are just so like F you and like go I'm gonna shut your head. I'm like, dude, this is hilarious. Like
I talk monotone like Cloud. Everything's Cloud after Final Fantasy 7.
He's an edge.
Yeah.
He's an edge.
But yeah, the music's
great.
Go check it out. It's too fun to and then quit after the first like hard, character. Like that's okay.
Yeah.
I do that all the time in Souls games.
That's fine.
Proper boss, just who cares?
Yeah, just get all the way up there. You're like, I get it, and then quit. That's pretty good.
See, that's a good plan. And then when you need to kind of cleanse the palate, you come with me to the wonderful world of PowerWash Simulator 2.
Literally, literally cleanse.
Join me.
Literally cleanse.
Join me. All right, so PowerWash Simulator 2 is out. Guys, it is exactly what you think. It is more power washing things. And they do add some features. Like you have a home base that you get, like, You can buy furniture, but you have to clean it off first, of course. It arrives dirty. Everything's covered in thick mud for some reason.
What
So you
world
clean
is
it off
this where
first.
everything is so
and-
gross?
I know. I
It's
know.
Ninja Gaiden
Everything's disgusting.
universe, Kyle. It's the
Yeah,
Ninja Gaiden.
yeah, this is all blood.
So yeah, you build up your little base, and see, this is where you clean off an item that you're about to place, and then you place it in your little. It's all just like funny, silly '70s looking furniture, but it operates the same way. You get text messages, so if you want to read what's happening on each level while you're cleaning this car or this building or this gas station, you can. I've pretty much never read any of that stuff. I usually have a podcast on or music on, and I just kind of decompress while I do this silly little game. I treat it like a mobile game. That's kind of how I play it, to be honest with you.
Sure.
When you need to just kind of decompress. So I haven't tried the multiplayer stuff yet. I know there's some co-op elements they've added. But I have tried some of the new tools. There's like a this floor scrubber thing. It's like yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
What did you drive through to get your car that messy? Sorry, we're watching a clip to those on YouTube.
No, yeah, you're right. And why is it everywhere? Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it's a good question.
Everything's
It's
covered
literally
in
Pull
everywhere.
this
stuff.
car out of a tar pit, like it's.
Hey, real quick, by the way, I'll point out. See, there's a little kitty cat sitting here. There's another one on the couch you can't see off screen. Another one on the floor. You can pet the cats, and they do come with you on the missions, and you can find them in most of the levels. They're sitting around. You can just
Game
walk
of the
over
year
and pet.
contender.
So
Game of the year
Game of the
contender. Right
yeah,
there.
game of the year. But they have this map right here. You can go around and do your quote unquote story missions, which is just kind of like missions in a row that you earn money for. Go back and do free play if you want. If you turn around from where you're standing here, that's kind of where your big garage is that you can fill out and decorate with furniture and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's more power washing. I did a billboard thing, and they have this I don't even know what it's called. It's some kind of swing that hooks up to the top of the billboard, and you can go up and down real fast. You're kind of just sitting in this swing that you can kind of go vertical now really quickly, vertical and left and right. That is nice. It's like this whole pulley system that you can install only on some levels if it applies. But other than that, it's kind of more of this silliness that is a video game that was super popular, and I think it's super popular again. And it is on Game Pass as well if you want to give it a try. But yeah. By the way, this review from Switch Up, it is on Nintendo Switch, and just like the first one, which did come out to the original Nintendo Switch, they don't have any kind of gyroscope controls, touchscreen controls, or mouse controls with the new Switch 2, which seems to me like a pretty big oversight, because this game is way more fun, in my opinion, with mouse controls than using a controller. I just find it to be way easier to play and way more fun to play. So
that's how I
think it's an
I only
oversight.
played it on PC, Game Pass, the first one, and I can't imagine having the same kind of quote unquote good time playing the game with a controller. I just don't. I'm not interested.
Agreed.
Yep.
And they do address that here too, like annoying control scheme. I mean, you can still kind of lock yourself in place and then just move where you're aiming, like this right here that he's doing. So there's a little button you can click to do that, but because you can get motion sickness from doing this, where you're kind of the whole screen's going up and down or back and forth. So I don't know. I think having some kind of gyroscope or mouse controls would have been great for Switch, but they didn't include it yet. Maybe they'll add it later. Anyway, I can recommend it on PC if you have Game Pass on the PC. It's worth a look if you just want something silly, especially because the split screen co-op does look pretty fun. So, and by fun I mean dumb. It's dumb fun.
Yeah,
be really clear.
Fun,
Cleaning
You miss
together.
the spot just over and over.
Yeah. Dude, why is it so dirty? Look how dirty that place is. Why is everything so dirty? I don't know.
I think all
There's
these
just mud
objects,
storms
Kyle,
everywhere.
you know what it is? Because you mentioned Tar. All these objects are from Death Stranding universe.
They're from the
These
Death
are all from
Stranding.
the-
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Death Stranding.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is
Man,
Sam.
PowerWash
this
connects
is
to
Sam,
every universe.
This is Sam Squirter Bridges. That's what this guy is. He doesn't port. He squirts. So.
Yeah. He's square. Yeah.
That's
he's
amazing.
square.
Well, PowerWash Simulator 2 is out, and it's exactly what you thought it was. Whatever you're thinking it was, that's what it is. So, yeah. So that is available if that floats your boat. All right. Hey, I loved the game in 2012 called The Walking Dead. It was my first foray into a new way to do kind of narrative adventure games. Because when I was a kid, I had played Space Quest and King's Quest on the PC. And you're walking around, you got to try to type in the answers. I even played this one that was called Hugo's House of Horrors, where you had to solve this riddle from this vampire underground or whatever. I loved those kind of old school Sierra adventure games. And then I hadn't really played many like it though since. There are a few here and there that would come out. Like I know Monkey Island came out, people liked that.
Yeah.
But it had been a while since I had been really captured by that. It wasn't until 2012 when The Walking Dead came out from Telltale, and then they proceeded to release a ton of good and then some not so good games. Everything from The Wolf Among Us, amazing. The first Tales from the Borderlands, fantastic. We had a bunch of really good ones. There's even a Batman Telltale game that I thought was really good too. But then things kind of went weird with Telltale, and a bunch of them left and started a new studio. And they've created this game called Dispatch, which was, I think, only announced a year or less ago. It wasn't announced that long ago. And so it is what it sounds like, dispatch. You are literally at a desk dispatching people. So think of like if you're a police dispatcher, but in this case, you are a superhero dispatcher. You used to be able to join the fight. You can't anymore, and the story tells you why. And now you have a boring desk job, kind of, sort of. It's not super boring, but yeah, that's the idea though, is that you're kind of humiliated in a way, like you're very jaded about what you're doing now. So anyway, this concept is great. It's the people who made it's a lot of the same Telltale writers and creators from those original Walking Dead games.
It's pretty cool.
It's those people, but it's a different company. I forget what the company's called.
Right. But I didn't know that. Yeah, that connection. That's cool.
They actually are still responsible for making whatever's left of Telltale games. That's under the banner of Telltale Games. They're still making those games. Like they're still involved in The Wolf Among Us too.
This studio,
I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, it's a partnership basically. Yeah.
Nice.
But Dispatch is it's such a leap forward for these type of stories, these story-based games.
This looks great, like
choose your own adventure games. Yeah, it's an invincible type of animation style. The voice acting is top notch and hilarious.
Is it Aaron Paul, right? Aaron Paul's like the main character.
Aaron Paul, yeah, he's
Jeffrey Wright, isn't it?
Jeffrey Wright's
God, his character's so funny. His character's so funny, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, there's a part I saw a scene where they're leaning on a balcony and he is trying to give this old man wisdom to Aaron Paul's character, and he says, "You need to listen." And if you choose to listen, then the old guy farts and then laughs about it. Like, so it's just like silly. There's a bunch of silly stuff like that. You also have Laura Bailey doing a voice in this, and there's a few others. Matthew Mercer.
She's Invisigirl, who, so you're dispatching heroes, yes, and there are already other dispatchers, but you're dispatching a team of heroes that used to be villains. They're like reformed villains. And they are all varying degrees of douchebags and assholes. So it's a lot of fun. The banter is great. Laura Bailey plays Invisigirl, who used to be named Invisibitch, and Invisigal, that's what it is. And you just don't get along with her even a little bit. It's so cool. It's such an inventive idea, and like that's the video is playing right now of how the dispatching works. You have to pick the right hero for what the job is demanding, and there's kind of a roll of the dice too. Like if you need somebody that can stand up to people and fight, you got to get a fighter and not a talker. And even then, if their skill for fighting is not like amazing, it's still like does like 60% chance of success, and it kind of like bounces around until it decides were you successful or not.
This looks so awesome as I'm watching the gameplay unfold too.
This part is actually really, really cool. And there's a lot of dialogue doesn't stop. They still speak to you and talk crap to you during the dialogue or during the dispatching part. But that stuff is really fun.
Yeah, it looks great. And I know it's episodic too, so it's going back to that old formula. The full experience will be out over the next few weeks. It won't be that long. By the time you get to Thanksgiving, you'll have I think it's 8 episodes, I think it is. So the first 2 episodes are out.
They're doing 2 a week,
2 a week, okay.
Yeah, and they're short too. So, they're like, I think I got a total of like 100 something minutes, 100 less, certainly less than 2 hours. So it's short.
Both of them?
The second one was certainly longer because it's more gameplay focused. The first one is more of an introductory thing. And you can turn on QuickTime events, but it doesn't impact the way your story goes because you do have to eventually not be a hero anymore and end up at dispatch. So it is what it is. But there are definitely like micro choices along the way. Like there's somebody that recruits you that you can kind of put the moves on if you want to and stuff like that, or be respectful, whatever.
A
dialogue's
little
so
romance
good.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a romance, if you will, but the dialogue's so freaking funny. Especially like some of the choices they give you whenever somebody starts bad mouthing you, and because Aaron Paul's character, I forget his name. Oh, it's Robert Robertson. That's what it is.
Robert Robertson.
Robert
Robertson.
Sure.
He's the
God.
third Robert Robertson in his family. Yeah.
Such a bad name. I love it.
But he, whenever he's like somebody's talking crap to him, the choices that he gets to talk crap back, they cut like a knife, dude. He's very quick on his feet, and it's very funny.
Mm.
And the
He's like a
hacking
Tony
stuff
Stark.
too.
He's
That's
like a
his
Tony
main
Stark
ability.
type, right? He was like a dude in a
Kinda,
suit.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's a suit guy. Yeah,
quick
yeah.
talking.
And he still has the ability
you know,
to.
Okay.
Yeah,
charismatic
exactly. He still has
talking.
the ability to hack too. Like if you're stuck on a part where you're dispatching somebody and you're like, I need view of their security cameras. Let me hack in real quick, and you do like this timed type of hacking thing, mini
Like
game
this,
that you
or-
kind of have to go like that. That's being shown on the screen right now. You kind of have to go back and
Okay.
forth between like nodules and stuff. In a
It
certain
already
way.
has more gameplay complexity than a lot of their previous games have had, which is really
I
intriguing
agree.
to me too.
The only difference
Yeah.
is they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what? We're not really good at the walking around part. Let's just cut that all together. let's just have it all be
Yeah.
cinematic.
You know what? I'm fine with that. Yeah, because it keeps
I
it
am
too.
cinematic.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
Because the
I
walking
don't-
around was so weird and
I don't
goofy
know.
sometimes. Like
Yeah, and like sometimes like you would be like in the middle of like a really important thing and like Walking Dead that was absolutely time sensitive, but it really wasn't because you could just meander about picking up like
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And like I don't know, I like keeping things a little bit on a rail with this type of stuff.
Me too.
Exactly. This one's
Yeah.
great.
Dude, this
Yes,
looks so
fantastic.
cool. What a cool like the art
Yeah,
style looks
I'm
like its
getting-
own TV show too.
1,000% getting this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
an absolute.
And by the way, folks, it's only $30. I think it's even a few dollars off right now for like its launch sale. So it's only
Oh,
$30
launch
and you'll have
week,
access to the full
Yeah.
season. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like previous Telltale. They did something really smart with this. They didn't announce it until they were like, okay, we're gonna release it, and it's not gonna be like months before you get another episode or whatever. Even that was the same. That was the case with like sometimes Life is Strange too, where like you get like first episode and then like wait a month or two. And
I mean, I
that's
think the first Life is Strange like took 9 months to come out,
Yep.
like the whole
Yes.
story. Yeah, like it was-
I remember like getting to the
weird.
last episode and we're talking about it, going, "Do you remember
Yeah, it
doing
took
that
a
first
while.
episode?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"No,
not
not at
it
all."
ended like in November and started
Yeah.
in February or something like that.
dude, it
Yeah.
was so long.
Yeah.
But dude, it
and
even
that's not
brings
what
me
they're
back,
doing
even just
here,
to see even just the so and so will remember that. Even those kind of moments made
Well,
me go,
remember
"Oh,
that.
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
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 I love that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
this looks
remember.
great,
Do you
man.
remember
The
when they have remembered that? I remember that.
The the cast of characters looks great. Even Matthew Mercer, who did Ganondorf
God.
recently, and he's fantastic. He's a great actor. So,
This
great voice
exchange, by
actor.
the way, sorry to interrupt, but this exchange where they're like, pick a donut and she's gonna give you a donut. I picked the long creamy ones, and she's like, "You like the dick donuts?" She's just like giving me it's like a whole spiel. She's like, "Yeah, I get it. You like dick donuts."
Dude,
It's a
even
very
right here,
funny
look at this guy. Even the animation of this character talking to you.
Yeah. The
You know,
animation's
when it
great.
cuts
Yeah.
this guy right here, like
Yeah.
that's really well
Waterboy.
done, dude. Like
Mhm.
I'm
He's a
so
ridiculous
sold on
character.
this. Yeah, and
The Sonar
Sonar,
guy's
there's a scene in the
hilarious, 'cause he
trailer where
just-
you're like you're in the bathroom at the same time and he's at the urinal. Like even things like that are just funny to see a bat standing there at the
He's
urinal.
in the break room near the end of episode 2. He's in the break room and he's like, "You gonna eat that Twinkie?" Like he just talks normal, even though he's a freaking bat. Like it's just
You can eat that Twinkie.
yeah.
That's amazing. That is so good. All right, well, it's this is a no-brainer for me. I'm absolutely going to get it, and I'm glad that this team is still creating good stories with great characters, good writing. We need more of this, so I'm super in. Love this kind of stuff. All right, moving on to our next new game for the week. There's this game that's out on Game Pass called Bounty Star. This is the review from Xbox Era that we're watching here. This is it's a little bit of a combination of things. It's got some kind of just third-person mech action combat, a little bit of base building. Some people even say there's some farming elements, which are very, very lightweight, I would say. I wouldn't say going expecting like a Stardew Valley or something, but there's definitely some base building stuff happening. But I got to tell you, as I played it for like an hour and a half maybe, it has such a charm if you liked PS2, Xbox One. I mean, I don't mean Xbox One, like the original Xbox era of kind of maybe even new IP, or you were just, I don't know, something about that era of games. This feels like something I would have rented from Hollywood Video, like in the early 2000s. That's just what it
Wow.
feels
It
like.
definitely has that
Yeah.
look to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mean that it doesn't play well. It plays okay. It's a little bit clunky even right from the beginning, as things unfold. But it is, I think it has a charm to it that I could absolutely see someone being like, "Hey, I love this game. This is a lot of fun." But I also can see why it's getting a lot of Summon and 7 reviews. It's very
Sure.
kind of cheesy. It feels a little bit like a straight to DVD movie in terms of the writing and the story. But it does have a cool like old west setting, even though it's modern with mechs and stuff. But you know, you're in this old west town and you fail to protect your town, and then years later they pull you back in to become a bounty hunter because you were the best, like whatever Mark III mech user or whatever it is. And so you start taking bounties and building up your base. So yeah, there's and a lot of crafting, all those kind of things that are there. So you know, trigger warning for those of you who are offended by mostly ladies with tattoos. That is your main character. You cannot change it. So
Pass.
if you don't like that,
Skip.
too bad.
Get out of here.
If you don't like it, too bad for you. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, even as they're running around, even with the mechs being used here, there is a, and I'm not exaggerating. It's a lovable clunkiness to it that really does remind me of playing something from yesteryear. So I found it charming and ended up playing it longer than I thought I would. I'll probably play it a little bit more. But I did see that the reviews was averaging like in the high 60s out of 100. I don't know. That might be right overall, maybe. But I do think there's an audience for this for sure. So anyway, thought I'd highlight it for you guys. Bounty Star, which is out now.
Do we know how much
All right,
it
guys.
normally is?
How much it costs? Good question. I don't
Yeah.
off the top of my head. Let's see if I can find
Seems like
it.
a $30 game.
Let me see.
It does look like that.
Watch it. $79.99.
Yeah.
Well, Steam, it's on sale for $22.49. So
I think it's
going
normally
to
25. Yeah.
That's not
That's
bad.
about
would
what it
imagine-
looks like to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually I would say that's a good price for a game like this. Seems like there's plenty to do. It just the gameplay isn't going to blow you away. You know, we just talked about how refined and impressive something like Ninja Gaiden 4 is with its combat and its complexity, but also the way it teaches you how to play. And this does not have that. Like it's really, really basic. So
Yeah.
to make sure you keep that in mind if you try to give it a whirl. It is very, very basic. But if you like looting things and doing bounties and building up your base and doing some mech gaming and kind of want to feel like you're on spring break and back in the early 2000s playing a PS2 game, this will do it. You know, this will be that game for you.
Just lower your standards by a lot,
all right.
and you'll really love it.
I mean, that is what I said, pretty much.
It's true. Just
All right,
paraphrasing.
so let me do this real quick because I did not add this to the list. I had forgotten you guys were going to have early access to Outer Worlds 2. So I'm going to, while I pull up a review to kind of have up for people to see, which of you are playing early access or whatever, the digital deluxe access of Outer Worlds 2? I think at least one or two of you are, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
Kyle and I are doing that. Yep.
All right, cool. So tell me what you guys think so far. You've been able to play it for a little bit. I've seen some of the reviews, and you know, reviews are what they are. Sometimes they're fair, sometimes they're not. But before we talk about what reviewers think, I'm curious, what do you guys think so far of Outer Worlds 2?
I just want to point out the irony first of a game being anti-consumerism, anti-capitalism, that Jeff and I spent extra money to get this game. Just want to get it out of the way. I'm aware
And I
of
got
it.
a quote unquote discount for being a Game Pass member, but really it just ended up totaling $60 for the month.
Yeah, you paid $60 for a
Because
free
it was
game.
$30 and the Game Pass is $30 for me, so it's like, oh, I just paid
Right.
for the full game. Great.
Oops.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Phil
Very
Spencer
aware
How
of
far
is
are
it.
you
the
in
Don't
it?
care.
How far are you in it, Jeff?
Yeah.
How far have you gotten? I played a
I'm
lot
still.
of it. So.
You mentioned we were talking about it yesterday in that first actual town you end up in, Paradise Island or whatever the crap it's called. It was just flashed on the screen for a second. That Paradise City. It's not Paradise City where the girls are pretty.
Fairfield or something like that.
Yeah, Fairfield.
Yeah, did you?
But there's that first
Can
town.
you take
that
us down to
actual hub
Paradise City?
there. It's that first town where there's actually like a hub and stuff, and you can just collect side quests the whole. Like you just walk around and talk to people and get side quests the whole time. I'm still doing that. It's like literally you
Legitimately,
said,
it was 4 straight hours for me of just like talking to people.
just talking to people, because some of the missions
while I
too
was
are
doing it,
like,
I was like, "We're so back, baby. We're so back." Like, haven't shot a single bullet in like 4 hours. I'm like, "Yes, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We made it."
Just
And
yapping
some of the
away.
side quests
Just yapping.
are that though. Some of the side quests are like, cool, I'll be right back and I'll get the info you asked for, and it's just you going to a terminal and hacking it or doing whatever skill you have to get the information and going back to that person. And also, I am early enough in the game to like figure out, oh, maybe I got to respec down the line, because
You can't.
I
There's no
did
respecking.
initially. There what?
There's no respecking.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they
no,
had
this
me
game
do
won't.
it after the first mission. They were like, "Do you want to make some changes?"
Yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
pretty
"Yeah,
classic
sure."
for Western RPG. All of Bethesda games and most games do that, where you go through the tutorial and it's like, "Did you like that? Because if you didn't,
Yeah.
this is the last time you can change it. It's over."
Yeah, and
Oh,
that's
too
that's
bad.
when I removed. Oh, my mic fell. What a noob experience on my side.
This is
My mic
first
fell
time
over.
podcasting.
You know,
He's
Jeff's a little
never
rusty.
podcasted before.
Jeff's a little rusty.
I'm a little rusty, guys.
Yeah, he's a little rusty.
After,
It's okay.
Getting mega stardom with my music, it's fine.
My neck.
By the way, I don't know if I'm hearing you from your mic or just from like your computer, like your webcam. Anyway, but maybe because I didn't hear your mic go boom.
Yeah, your mic
You
didn't
didn't?
change at all.
Oh, really?
It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just leave it for now. Oh.
No, I will not. 'Cause now.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, yeah, it is coming from the. And now it's not. Okay. Now it's not. Hey, that should sound different. Okay.
Sounds the same. Sounds great either way, though.
It sounds exactly the same, but we can hear you.
Are you
loud and
serious?
clear. Yeah.
Nothing has
All right, knock
changed.
it over again.
Yeah.
I bet I have to leave and rejoin with the mic because I did change it on the PC. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Oh.
Irrelevant to what we're discussing.
I can actually hear you pretty well, so whatever it's coming through is actually doing a decent job.
Yeah, it's doing the job.
Good.
Fine. Yeah.
Great. There's I did spec for having observation boosted, the skill for observation boosted, and really all it did for me, because there's not a lot of conversations in the tutorial, all it did for me was help me find some safes in the wall or something, and I was just like, okay, I don't think I want to use that. And now that I'm further into the game, I'm missing a lot of conversation points because observation's part of it. Like if you're looking around the room and seeing starving people, you have another conversation bullet point that can come up from your observation skills. So now I'm like, crap, because I moved it to hacking actually. So now I'm a professor that can hack and talk to people and knows science, and that's it. And I'm not specing. I'm not doing any skills for weapons.
So you get 58 skill points. That means you can max out 6 of them. So like, advice would be pick 6 of these to max out, and you'll have a few extra points left over to kind of spread about. But like that's
Sweet.
And like this game really
I've been focusing
wants you to
on
think about
engineering.
It feels like a way more hardcore
RPG
than the first game, where like it felt a little more loosey in that game. This one's very, very, very like. Again,
I just want to call out too that this right here, science with exclamation point, is hilarious to me. Science.
Yeah,
I like that they decided. Yeah.
Science.
It's pretty great.
I think all of these skill points allow you to like choose dialogue options. So like you were saying, like observation's one of them, speaking's one of them, science
sense.
will sometimes be one of them. Maybe you're a really good medic, so you can chime in about medical stuff.
And I'm a freaking scientist. You would think like I chose observation, and now I'm like, crap. I guess I should just next time I get some skill points, put some in there, because
isn't that like a key part of the scientific method, Jeff?
I'm a professor.
Come on, man.
I'm an old professor that like got caught stealing stuff, or not stealing, but he didn't. The backstory is he was getting a little competitive with the old artifacts he was collecting, and before the competitors could get to him on a bounty, he was like, I'm just gonna leave and work for the Earth, whatever the crap they're called. Earth Collective or whatever the crap it is. What's the name of the group that we work for again? I don't even remember.
Yeah, like I don't know. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, the Earth Collective.
Yeah,
but they're like in old serials where it's like the space police are shooting.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Like that's what you are, and that's how the game starts. Is like it starts on like a 1950s serial where it's like, this is the faction you're a part of. Doinky doinky doink, and like they're supposed to be keeping like corruption
Yeah.
like government and
Exactly.
corporation and corruption like in check, and they're just not great at it. So
Right. And then you have the other team that's like other faction, the Protectorate, that's more like a military type of style, more strict
they're like
version
they're
of that.
oppressive government. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
and then you have the corporations, the consumerism, like anti
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Anti's Choice now. It used to
Yeah,
be
Anti's
Anti
Choice,
Cleo and Spacer's
Choice,
but
but they
they
merged.
merged. Yeah.
Spacer's Choice. That's one I remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they
Now
merged with
there's Anti's
Anti-Cleo.
Choice. Yeah, which is so
Pretty
funny.
funny. We're seeing a lot of combat in this clip here. How's the combat feel overall? How's the shooting feel? The different guns?
This is the
How's
thing
it
I
feel
wanted
so
to bring
far?
up the most, like, because I have a great comparison that maybe some of us will understand here. A lot of people at home will definitely understand, but like, it's the equivalent of going from like Fallout 3. I'm sorry, Fallout New Vegas to like Fallout 4, where it's like Fallout New Vegas is like, it's clunky and like, it's not great shooting, and then Fallout 4 suddenly feels like a shooter, like more of a shooter than the series ever felt like before. Not saying it feels like Halo, but like Fallout 4 felt very competent as a shooter. This is that. You could slide and around and shoot and stuff like that. There's a snappiness to everything, like aiming down sights. It just feels better to shoot things in this game than in the first
I
game.
love hearing that because I liked Outer Worlds 2 combat,
They knew,
but I didn't
there
love
wasn't
it.
anything wrong with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hang on, I just want to see this tiny little guy get hit by a hammer again real quick. That's why I rewound it here.
Yeah.
This guy right here, and bink.
And you can play, unlike the first one, you can play this whole game in third person, and it's not like Skyrim third person where like it pulls out and it's like all janky and like like it looks really good. They spent a lot of time like into like animating and making everything look
That's
good.
cool.
So it's like,
because even 4 doesn't feel great in third person either.
No, but that's just not great at third person. Like, don't get me wrong. I will play them in third person, especially when I'm walking around town and I just want to take a look at like my character looks like. There's a jankiness to like that, but like it feels like they really locked into something here where like again the animations feel like they're not happening off screen, so they look stiff and stuff like that whenever you pull out in the third person.
I assume your armor and stuff is changing as you upgrade over time, so you kind of want to see your stuff sometimes too.
Yeah,
right?
I like in these types of games. I do like zooming out sometimes just because of that. Like, I want to look at my character, and
that's why I liked in Destiny when you weren't doing a mission, you can kind of see your own character. I was like, I just want to see how cool I look.
Exactly.
Every once in a while you can see what your character looks like. That's cool. So, but overall, it sounds like it's meeting expectations from what you guys were wanting.
Yeah, because I already had expectations were already pretty high because the first game was so much fun, and I was like, I just want it to be an improved version of that, and it is. I'm mostly just in the conversation stages at this point in the game, getting to know people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even the conversation options have expanded a lot. That's what it feels like, at least. In kind of like creative ways, like it'll tell you as well, like in the conversation tree, like there are at least 3 other options, but you don't have these skills. So
maybe you're missing information you hack from a terminal. Maybe you don't have the skill or specification for it. Yeah, it's very Baldur's Gate 3 in that regard, where it's like the more that you've like spec'd into things, the more kind of conversational options you end up having. I guess Baldur's Gate 3 is the only game that does that. Plenty of games do that, but yeah, this game really leans into it in a really big way. I just feel like every time I'm putting a point into something, it drastically changes my capabilities and conversations in combat.
I feel
like I'm running up to a lot of doors that are like, this is locked behind lockpicking 3. If you don't have lockpicking 3, you just can't get through this door. It doesn't matter, So it's like, but then suddenly when you like lean into like, okay, well, I'm running into a lot of that. Let me lean into lockpicking. You can start opening those doors. Just that gratification of like, I'm putting my points in the right spot. But you cannot. They may update it later. A lot of developers will like backtrack when it comes to like their, like, well, the part of the experience is you just living with your choices. People like to respec. I could see I could see the dev like patching that in later. But right now, their philosophy when they were marketing this game was that like your points matter and like you're just like you live with your decisions in terms of your not just your choices and conversation, but your choices in your build and stuff like that.
I could see them doing like, hey, on a new game plus, if they have that or if they add that, That makes more
Yeah.
sense to give you more freedom to respect. Maybe on your first
Or-
playthrough, we want you to like pick your path or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or you just have it where it deviates. Like when you start, right? You just choose. Do you want to keep it like old school, like this is definitively
Oh,
what you
yeah.
decide, or you take this path where it's like, hey, it's a little more loosey goosey.
right.
Do what you want. Because I always love more options. So just give people the option. Do you want to play where
Yeah.
things stick,
Burger King.
or
Have it your way.
Have you?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Exactly.
I do enjoy
No,
that
man,
I've had like I've had like 2 missions so far where yes, there was an option to shoot people up, and I haven't had to do that because I was just able to. My speech was already so high. My
My
like
speech is
free
maxed
speech,
out,
which is
so
early.
I'm just
Yeah.
talking around people.
So I'm
It's-
just
it's
like able to
insane.
be like, hey guys, come on, and they're like, oh, okay,
Yep.
you're right. Hey guys,
Yeah.
stop it. You stop.
They're like,
that."
you know what? Good
And they're like,
point. Whatever
"All
you
right."
just said. Good point.
Yeah, whatever you just said, I agree with suddenly. I've turned a complete
You know,
180.
the first game trained me that combat stuff can wait. Even lockpicking usually can wait. Like you just need to be able to talk your way out of everything.
Yeah, I
in
really
this
like
game,
that in
so.
the first game. To
Mhm.
make conversation so much bigger in this game from the first game, because it was important in the first game. I just like that. All my builds and all these types of games are like talky guys. So a
same-
game that
same
leans
here.
like all the way into it, I really like. I really like these silver tongue runs a lot. Like they're fun.
Yeah.
And to give it maybe a parallel, like it feels like a lot like mechanically weightiness and Starfield. I would be a good like parallel in terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
like the weightiness of like your movement and stuff like that, being able to pop in and out of third person and in first person and stuff.
Mhm.
And I guess on that point, like if you maybe played Starfield and like it was just a little too like drab for you or whatever, this is way more space opera fantastical. So if like you want like really like serialized like sci-fi, and like Starfield was just a little too gritty, man, maybe the right word, but like they're trying to go for that NASA punk realism, if you will. This is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
real at all. Like everything about this whole universe is wacky and ridiculous, and
Yeah.
it
It's-
maybe
it's
not
pulpy,
as
yeah.
funny as the original. Pulpy, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not be as
Yeah.
funny as the original. They're kind of going for a more like capitalism's bad and we're all sad type of like lean, but there's
Yeah.
still plenty of laughs. But it's very nihilistic.
Yeah,
It's a very nihilistic
especially with
game.
the people that you nihilism is all spread throughout this game.
Yeah.
The people that you just interact with that only have one line that they say to you. There's some people that are just troopers that are just stationed about certain areas, and they're like, do you mind? I'm working by pretending to be working or whatever. Like they'll just
Yeah.
say something like that.
I'm on
That's,
my
like, funny,
government
but
mandated
cynical,
15-minute break that I, like it's
Yeah.
it's very funny. Yeah. I get 15 minutes and you're not going to ruin it, there's
That's
a
so
lot of
funny.
that. So it's
Oh,
still
man.
funny, but yeah, I think the
Yeah.
first game was like silly goose funny, whereas this one, like,
It was.
it's not trying to be
Yeah.
serious. I don't know if serious is the right word, but it definitely has an attitude. Like this game's definitely got an
It's like
attitude.
seems like
Yeah.
more in the middle. Yeah.
More in the middle.
More in the middle, and you do have choices to be a smartass too. That would probably make your gameplay a lot funnier.
That's all I do is
Like
I'm just a
every third
smartass.
option is just like, yeah, you look dumb or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you're
so
wasting my time.
right. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't care about any of this. Yeah, like I'm very. Yeah. So.
But the first mission
it's
alone
cool.
will tell you that it's a heavier story. It's a little bit of a heavier story. Like,
I mean,
just the stakes
to
are a
be
little
fair, the
higher.
first game, by the time you got to the end, it was like, oh, all right, this isn't like cool. What's happening? And you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it was funny throughout. I still
Yeah,
remember the reason I was won over to make that our kind of collective game of the year in 2019. Not only was there not a ton of like crazy competition, so it was a good year for it to kind of rise to the top, but also I still remember, I think it was the first or second Planet. I remember talking with our buddy Derek about this game, the first game, and about how I was able to talk my way through that whole thing. And then he goes, what do you mean? And like, who did you talk to? And I told him who I talked to. He's like, I killed them. I was like, what? Why did you kill him? He goes, I killed everybody in that town. What? He like killed everybody. But
And
we were
one of them
both
was
able to
the
make
crew member. It's
progress.
like,
Yeah,
which is on
I know.
brand for
Like he
Derek,
missed like
so,
companions because he killed them. or
Yes, he
something like
did.
that.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, I killed them.
Right,
I was
yeah,
like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, dude.
Yeah.
But things like that, I think not every game should do that, okay? Because sometimes that's super annoying. But in a game like this, where they really want you to kind of carve your own path, pick your own skills, choose what you want to do, I think that's hilarious, man. The fact that you not only can you do that, but you can actually proceed through the game doing that kind of thing as like this
Mhm.
insane serial killer murderer. I don't know. I think
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
funny in a game like this. So anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool, and it seems like this game is allowing a lot of that choice too. Don't know if you can wipe out the population of an entire planet or not. Maybe you can, but there's still a lot of choice for you to make, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they took a lot of stuff from Avowed and stuff too, where like when you clear out an
Oh,
area,
great.
like enemies don't like respawn, you know, like so it's like you can clear out whole areas. I think it's just kind of a checks and balance, so you can't like mid max too early or whatever in these types of games. By going
Yeah.
out of your way to grind, there's plenty of experience to be had. You're absolutely going to hit peak level if you're doing a lot of side stuff before you get to the very end of the game. I hear the game's like 60 hours long, whereas like the first one was like 40, 45. So it's a good bit longer. And the open
Beefy.
areas are bigger. They're just there's a little bit bigger, a little harder to like navigate too. There's a lot of just like, well, there's
Yeah.
a giant mountain here. How do I? like,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to walk all the way around it. Like so there it's got an interesting like kind of topography and everything like that.
Yeah, I have in the early part, I have a mission that's like up an elevator, and I'm like, well, the elevator's broken, and I don't have my electrical or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Engineering. I don't have that all the way up or enough to fix it.
Yeah.
And go up to those
And
missions up there. So.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So there's this. It's cool, and it sounds like most people. I've seen some reviews that are just like, this one's just not hitting me right. Most people, I think, are saying that like this is just kind of more the same. Everything's better though.
Yeah.
So whether or not the story resonates with you as much, whether or not like it's as funny as you need it to be, like that's all going to be subjective, person to person. So I don't know. Like I'm more always about world building and situational stuff in these types of games. Like usually in these kind of like games, like the overarching story really isn't like the main event, even though it is the main event, if you know what I mean. It's usually kind of just the vignette stuff and your kind of character interactions that are kind of great. And right now, it kind of starts as kind of a revenge tale, but I hear kind of like the story shakes up quite a bit as you make your way through it. So
Awesome.
Nice.
yeah, I'm excited. I really enjoyed playing this game. I'm like already 8 hours into it or something like that, so I've put a good amount of time into it.
Nice.
Still in that first area, so I haven't even. It
Yeah.
doesn't even feel like
I'm
I'm
not
leaving this
going away
planet anytime soon. Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's no options to go anywhere else. Like I'm still on this first planet. I think there's 4 planets in all. I think they're all pretty big, pretty dense. A lot of missions and stuff like that. And I'm sure there's a lot of like little like space stations, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So there's just a lot of things to go do in this game that it hasn't even opened up for me or Jeff yet. We're still like in this almost linear sandbox type of area. So
That's awesome. And if you want to play it early, you still have time because it doesn't drop until Wednesday. So if you're listening to this on Monday and you're like, dude, this sounds awesome, I want to play it, you can pay the extra money or just wait for the next 2 days. And if you have Game Pass, you can give it a try.
And that extra
that's what I'm
money
gonna
gets
do.
you
I'm
the
gonna wait till it's
DLC
Game
and
Pass.
expansions as well, which the first
nice.
game, those were highlights. So
Dude, yeah, that first game,
this is
the second DLC was incredible. It was so good.
So it's worth it, even beyond like if you're like, I'm in it for the long haul, like there's gonna be I think like 2 expansion packs or something like that. So
Man, I still can't believe that they're just dropping so many games this year.
it's crazy.
I know. Huge.
Yeah. So, Outer Worlds 2 officially out this coming week, but there's your quick preview of some early access that our guys have had. All right, a couple of quick hits of games that are out that are worth noting, or in some cases making fun of, but mostly noting because they're kind of cool. If you liked the first 2 Jurassic World Evolution games, I would imagine you're going to like the third one, which is out. Has pretty solid reviews. If you like the idea of building a park, running your business, kind of growing that park, getting new dinosaurs, and making sure that you've got help in case a dinosaur breaks free of their enclosure and starts killing people, all that kind of stuff happens, and you got to figure it out. You got to have your teams ready to go and tranquilize them and get them back to their enclosures. But if you like stuff like Planet Zoo or Roller Coaster Tycoon, all this kind of like Planet Coaster, any of those games where you're like creating a business that you're trying to attract visitors to come, it's that type of a game. And so, but it just happens to be in the Jurassic
I feel like these
environment.
get pumped out kind of quick.
I felt like
already
the
on a
second one
third
just came
Like,
out.
that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Yeah, so this is out. It is out on everything, and it is getting pretty solid to great reviews. So if this is your thing, it is out, and I think is worth a look if you like city builders, business builders, park builder type games. So
Chances
there you
are
go.
it's better than the Jurassic World Rebirth movie. So just letting everybody know that wants to play it.
Yeah, I really dropped off hard on those movies too. I'm just a big grump when it comes to most movie franchises these days. I'm like, I'm not watching any of this anymore. I'm just gonna go back and watch Breaking Bad again. Yeah,
Not my Jurassic Park.
not
There are
my.
worse
That's
decisions
right.
to make. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Back in my day, it was a park, not a world.
Guys, it's finally out. Oh my gosh, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is out, and I gotta tell you, I think we just shook up the Game of the Year contender discussion from what I'm hearing. I'm just kidding. That's not true. But I do think there's stuff in this game that, kind of like we talked about with Bounty Star, there is an audience for this, even if the overall critical reviews are pretty down on this game. Not like, I'm not talking mind's eye. I don't think anything's going to be at that level this year. Nothing major, at
No.
least.
Oh, jeez.
But there's a level of criticism about this that actually has me more curious about it, because I'm like, well, it does sound like this overall, even people who don't like it think the story and decisions you're making are pretty good. So we've talked a lot about story and decision making and seeing what happens. Like, that part does have
another
me
Talking
intrigued.
Heads game. This is a lot of Talking Heads games came out this week.
Yeah. So, but it is out, and I assume at some point, Kyle, you do plan on playing this, right? When you get a
I'll grab it
chance?
on a sale for sure. I never played the original. I have a lot of reverence and respect for it. I know a lot about it, just never played it. I know that game was kind of a janky mess too, though, when it came out. So it's like, this is not that this game is janky, but like, it was just a very deep, complicated, mechanically heavy game that just like, didn't feel good to play or anything like that, even when it came out. But it found its audience through its world building and good characters, and I hear that they got all that stuff right. So if you're into being a older vampire in Seattle, apparently the writing and the choices and in some cases the combat is pretty good. It's just maybe not as like, it's not an RPG, which is kind of what they sold it as. So I understand maybe there being some hard feelings about that. Kind of more of
I think there's a lack of depth to the gameplay elements, like you said, with the RPG stuff, with your ability to really craft a character and how you play.
It's not
I think
quite
it's just thin.
fully. When I think people, like when you think about this game in the original Vampire Bloodlines, like that game was spoken in the same breath as like Deus Ex, the original one, like in terms of like being those immersive sim RPGs, and like this is absolutely not that, So
totally.
it is more of an action-y game where you're kind of picking like a stealth class or a brawler class or whatever, which is like their families, and then you're just kind of enjoying really, really, really good dialogue in a hub-like area of Seattle. It sounds cool to me, but like I'm not $70 cool, so I'll grab it sometime down the line.
Totally agree. All right, so that is out. So is this interesting little indie game, which isn't going to be for everybody, but it's called Pale Coins. It's described as a kind of dark, old school action RPG, and the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, I think it's a Souls-like, but they're not saying it. They realize that can be a little off-putting for a lot of people. See,
we've gotten there. We finally got there where like,
logging off.
It looks
realize,
cool.
hey, that word is
no, this does look cool. This does look cool.
It looks super cool.
So hold on, was that a bear character? Can you be a bear?
Maybe.
I swear that was like a
an
bear
actual animal, or like the gay.
Looks like a bear.
The gay thing.
Yeah, it looks like a bear mask at least, But yeah, this it's called Pale Coins. It's out now. It's got this cool pixel art style where you explore around. Looks like tons of gear that drops, so lots of loot. But also, from what I can tell, at least the bosses are difficult. Maybe that's the Souls-like connection. I don't know. I don't know if they punish you for dying and you have to go back to your body before you die again. I don't know all the gameplay loops, how Souls-like it is. But I do know that it just looks really cool. So I thought it was worth highlighting Pale Coins, which is out now. All right. Also out now, if you would like old school arcade games, this one's called Night Striker Gear. It reminds me a lot of like some of these old going to the mall arcade. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, it
You're
looks
like it's like
you're
a
driving
racing,
car, but
I'm
you're flying
into
around.
this. Yeah.
but you're flying and you're shooting. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
a shmup. It's it's a shmup, but like
it's a
you're
crazy
in,
flying
like, a
car
DeLorean
shmup.
or
Oh my god, but
something,
you're
yeah.
actually racing too.
Yeah, it's like Cruising
All
USA,
right.
but you can fly and shoot bad guys that are coming at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's pretty crazy.
I'm
F-Zero
in. What is this
guns.
on?
This
just
has a
let's
very
see.
Sega feel to it. That
It does,
that
yeah.
reminds me very. It's like very Sega coded.
Let me see. Night Striker gear. Because sometimes
Striker
these things are coming out
gear.
on more platforms than we realize.
Yeah.
Might just be Steam for now, though. It is supposed to come to
Dan's
Switch
not interested.
also.
He left.
Switch. Yeah, Dan's out. He's like, you said PC.
Yeah, it's supposed to be out on the Switch. I don't know if it's out yet for. Oh, there we go. It is out now on Switch and on PC. Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
all right.
less than $20.
Go.
If you want.
Grabbing my Switch right now to wish list it.
It's a
All right, I'm
pseudo
back in, I'm
3D
back in.
shoot 'em up.
Nice.
It's out
You
on
heard
Switch.
Switch though. We got Dan back.
Yeah, Dan's back in. So yeah, I love highlighting stuff like this because I never have heard of this. I just saw it on the recent
No.
released games on Steam. I was
You
like,
may
what
have
is
just,
this?
You may have just got these
Yeah.
guys a sale too. So
Yeah, yeah. You guys owe me there at the Taito Corporation. You owe me big
I'm
time.
actually a stock in Taito.
I also have stock in Becastled, apparently, because this is the next one. It's another little city builder, castle builder. It just looked cute. I thought it was
Okay.
worth highlighting again because sometimes we like our city builders and these kind of things. I
Very
think there's an
true.
element of RTS to it, but build a fantasy castle by day. Hang on, you're gonna do something by night.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
you kill
What are we
hordes of
doing at
zombies by night. That's what it always is.
I hope so. Yeah. Come on, it's got. They're not going to complete that sentence. Maybe that's it. It's just build castles by day. What if that's all it said?
Yeah.
That'd be so
Yeah.
funny.
It's never nighttime. It's never nighttime. Nighttime never comes.
The castle that never
Throw castles
sleeps.
by day. Go to bed at night. What do you want?
Yeah,
Is
what
that-
do you want?
Oh,
Yeah. You
here we
said
go.
half of
Defend your
it,
castle by night. That took a
Yeah,
long
right.
time to get to defend your
Zombies,
castle by
yeah,
night.
See? It's always zombies.
It really is.
No, it's what's the things from Game of Thrones? The ice
Hey,
guys, the
those are
frozen guys.
zombies.
And look, it's the final episode of Game of Thrones. Look at that.
Yeah,
All
right.
right,
Except the lighting's right or whatever.
Yeah, that's the only difference. It is out now on all platforms if Becastled appeals to you. So there you go. Becastled is out now. Also out now, speaking of city builders and strategy type games, is Farthest Frontier has released. And from what I can see, this is getting a lot
yes.
of praise. People are loving this one. It does look really
looks
cool. Like
phenomenal.
Great.
the detail level is fantastic. I think the idea on this one is that you literally are trying to like rebuild a society that's had to move away. So almost like Frostpunk minus the horrific snow that won't go away
Sure.
and everyone
Yeah,
freezing
put
to
some
death.
snow.
But yeah, the detail of this looks really cool. It's got this medieval setting. I do believe there's combat elements to this as well. But even, I don't know, there's a
Yeah,
coziness
yeah.
to it. Even with the combat pieces, there's a coziness to making little villages like this with their thatch roofs and
Yeah.
the red barns and all that stuff. So I'm definitely going to give this
This does
one a look.
especially give me Age of Empires vibes, and I
Totally.
friggin' love Age of Empires. So
It does. It does have that feel to it. So yeah, Farthest Frontier is it just on Steam? I thought I saw it on console too. Maybe it's just on Steam. But anyway, that's probably the best place to play it anyway for mouse controls for a game like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
true.
all right,
true.
moving on. There's this game called Slots and Daggers. Have you guys heard of this game?
Mhm.
I feel like every year
Yeah,
there's a game
totally.
like this that has some weird, like there was that poker one last year that everyone wanted, Balatro, right? I feel like there's always some weird game
Sure.
that takes a basic game that everyone's played, like a tabletop or cards, or in this case slots, and turns it into something else. But they say if you love weird fantasy worlds, strange little guys, old school crunchy hip hop drum machines, addictive arcade games that go pling 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 as they spit out little coins, and classic roguelike mechanics, then you'll love this. So those are the things. If you checked those boxes as I listed them off, go check out Slots and Daggers, which I have no idea
You
if it's
said
good. Just looked unique.
roguelike, and I'm out.
Yeah. Roguelike, Souls-like, Dan doesn't like these things. Okay.
Yeah.
Dan
People
Dan
don't
no
like
like.
it.
No likey the likes.
Dan-
No likey the like.
Dan no like.
likes.
That's right. All right, moving on. We've got Once Upon a Katamari is out this week.
I want
know, I
this
remember
game
when these-
so bad. Ugh.
Oh
I
my
want it
God.
so
I remember,
bad.
uh,
the
Look at those
reviews have been great too. And it's like you're rolling
To the
through
caveman.
time. So like you're gonna be
Yeah.
like in feudal Japan, and you know,
Ah.
yeah, you're going all over the world all through time. The
Okay.
music in these games are the best.
All right, hang
They're
on.
so
Let me go
wacky.
back and start it over where you can hear the music. Hang on one second. I gotta turn
Okay,
the
cool.
audio on. If this is too loud, I apologize, but it is what it is. It's only a 30-second trailer, so here we go.
Peggy 3.
Katamari roars. Forever. Through time and space.
Yeah, it does.
Nice.
Now, let the good times roll.
Yes.
Get it?
Roll me up, big guy.
Once upon a Katamari. Available now.
I mean, oh,
All right.
My God.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
so yeah. Once Upon a Katamari is out now. If that kind of wackiness appeals to you, go give this one a look. It's on Switch and PC and probably other platforms
It's
too.
the original Goat Simulator. That's kind of like
I mean,
they're kind of of
that's
the
a really good
same
comparison.
Type of, yeah, like
Yeah.
here you're just in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
place
yeah.
now. Do weird stuff. You know, like that's
Yeah.
go for it.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep rolling here. Darkblade Ascent. Let me remind myself what this one is because I thought it looked cool at one point. Oh, I think it's a first-person RPG. Let me
Okay.
see.
I'm out.
Oh,
A Skyrim
hang on.
like.
Hang on,
You're
it froze
playing
up.
one right
Hang
now.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
I'm just gonna be negative Nancy the whole time. I'm out.
Hang on
Oh,
one second.
maybe
I'm
it's
looking
some
up the
TS.
description of it.
Oh no, it's not.
Here we go. Yeah, it's very first person-y.
Dan, close your ears. It is a fast-paced first-person melee roguelike RPG with randomly
Oh, no.
generated weapons and upgrades.
And
And you can
tactics.
unlock new
Oh, he's
classes.
so out. Yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is that it randomly generates
Disgusting.
weapons for you, whether it's their powers or their
Disgusting.
skills or whatever. So Yeah.
Cool.
looks all right. Interesting
I think it
take
looks
on
cool.
this.
Yeah.
Darkblade Ascent. All right, let me get
Combat
to the
looks
title
competent.
thing. So it's there. Do they even have a title screen? Do you guys even have a title screen, bro? Jeez,
No,
they do not.
Do you in title screen?
you
Jeez,
don't even
bro.
know what yeah.
I guess not. Okay, moving on. Tormented Soul 2. I thought this or Souls 2. Tormented Souls 2 reminds me of like a Resident Evil Silent Hill type where you are a
Right.
helpless human walking around a horrifying place trying to solve mysteries. It's just got that vibe to it.
Yeah.
I didn't
feels
know there was a
very
Tormented
demo.
Souls 1. So
Yeah, I remember playing the demo of the first one. I will say, just for a heads up, anybody who tries the first one, in like the first 5 minutes, this main character comes out of the bathtub naked. You
to
see
know.
her boobs. Just a heads up. But
heads
I
up.
think that's
Oh,
like
that's why you
literally-
played it. Got it.
Yeah. I get
Yes,
it, Dan.
exactly.
You don't have you don't
and
have to
then-
admit these things on air. You can hide some of this stuff.
Well, I just want to give a heads up. Some people got kids. You're playing a game. There's boobies on the
I
screen.
do
all of a
appreciate
sudden.
it.
But the
Yeah.
rest of the game apparently has none of that. So I don't know why they opened the game up like that. But definitely.
Pretty sure
like
Witcher
the
3
Resident
opens up
Evils.
with like Geralt's rear end, right? As isn't there like
Yeah,
a
you
Geralt
actually see
butt-
all the way into his butthole in that game. It's the opening credits.
Yeah,
You can see
yeah.
all the way up it.
Yeah. You thought that whole scene in The Boys, that one season.
This
that
is
one
what they were talking
episode.
about when they were saying equality. This is it, guys.
Okay, Kyle, maybe that was offensive, but it actually is helpful too because Geralt hit that age where you got to get that exam check. You know what I mean? You got to get that exam
You do.
once you get over 40, 45.
It is very
It's
important.
important.
guys. Go get a
It's
check.
important. Check.
Very
check the
important.
people,
Check.
You know.
So,
I'm almost, I got
Tormented
that
Souls
one year. I got
2.
1
It's
year
very
until that.
PS2 era like horror game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah,
is back. It's back now, right? Like it seems like
It's
this,
totally
like, this
back.
whole subgenre is kind of back now. Yeah.
yeah.
This one
Absolutely.
visually
Never been
looks
more
better
bad.
than the first one, so I'll give it that too.
I like
Yeah.
Eye Patch Girl.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
cool.
With her nail gun. I'm assuming that's what that is, and then the lighter. So there you
It's
go.
like a nonsense weapon, man.
All right, guys. There's this angry video game nerd 8-bit game that is out now. You might be familiar with
Look
his
how angry he looks. He looks so
YouTube
angry.
channel, but I think it's actually there we go. So anyway, it just looks like a old Nintendo game, but it's got the
Yeah.
angry
Looks like an old Mega
video
Man.
game nerd.
Looks like
This is
classic
what
Mega
he
Man,
wants
basically.
every video game on Earth to be. His game's just like
Yeah.
this.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that there's an
Went ahead and
appeal
said,
to
"You know
this.
what?
Hey,
I'll
let's
do
get
it
a
to the
complaint
side.
about it. He made it, guys. So you know
He made it.
He did
That's
it.
right.
Yeah, good for him.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he pulled a Thanos and said, "I'll do it myself."
I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself. That's right. So that is out now, and then also we have Double Dragon Revive. I totally forgot this was a thing,
Oh
Yeah,
but
man,
this dropped this week
I
as well.
thought this game looked like crap, and I like this genre, this beat 'em up.
I'm a huge Double
anything
Dragon
River
fan, buddy.
City. Yeah, I'm a huge Double
I
Dragon
think
guy.
this looks weird.
It looks weird and off-putting, and I just
does
don't
look weird.
like it.
And
I
not
don't know
Double
what
Dragon-y.
I don't know what the reviews have been, but like I don't know if anyone
Bad.
reviewed it. Everyone's just like, we're
There's
all
been barely
not
any
gonna review
reviews.
this, right?
Like, I can't find any, honestly.
Yeah,
The
This
user
game- they
reviews are
announced this-
mixed on Steam.
They announced this
Yeah,
game
they
like
are.
last October. Like people were like, "Get hyped, guys! Double Dragon's back!" And even back then, I'm like, the art style is awful. Like, what? This is like,
Yeah.
I can't get.
It's been a
hyped. Like,
quiet release. For
Yeah.
sure.
like look at these still like these cutscene whatever story moment. Like they could have done something like that.
Go
They
play
could've just
River
made it
City
look like that.
Girls if you want a cool beat 'em up game in this universe, same universe, and better game.
Or like,
I
why
didn't know
didn't
they
they
were the
just
same
do what
universe. That's
Streets
cool.
of Rage
Yeah.
4 did? Streets of Rage
they're
4
the
looks
they're the
amazing.
girlfriends of the boys
Yeah.
in this game.
Oh, that's
They are?
wild.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not true. But they do come in the River City. These two guys from Double Dragon come in. They're the
Yeah.
best friends of the boyfriends that you're dating.
Oh,
in River
interesting.
City Girls. Yeah.
No, but Dan, you're so right. Like the Streets of Rage 4, that's the model to follow,
Yeah,
man.
that looked
that game was
phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah.
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 That game was
I don't
great.
think-
And the
I
Ninja
don't
Turtles
think the game
game that came out
Not
last year.
close
too.
to looking that good. Like Street Fighter, and I guess Absalom like looks as good. But yeah, like that is a better
Absalom,
art style
yeah.
than whatever this is. Like
Absalom's amazing, super fun, and the art style's amazing.
it looks
Yeah.
clunky and weird, and like there's I don't know. It's like 2D, 2.5D. I hate it. I hate everything about this game.
What did
Sorry.
IGN give it? Let's find out. What did
I hate
IGN?
it.
This is
Five.
IGN's
This game is
review.
offensive to my sights.
Ooh.
And sound like it's just,
Ooh,
yikes.
flopping
Mediocre.
in fives.
Right.
Flopping
They
in
can't go under 5. They don't know. They don't know any number under 5. So
Mediocre.
this is the worst that they can rate something.
Yeah, that's the.
All right.
This is the lowest one they've ever given to anything. Go back.
They have a 10-point
Five
scale
is
for
almost
no
worse than a
reason.
2.
I don't
Yeah,
get
They
it.
have a 10-point scale and use 5 of those points. So
Well, here's the Gaming Bolt review for Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. When this first came
I
out,
forgot
I
about
actually
this.
loved this game. I thought it was so fun and so silly and dumb,
Dude.
but like a really fun little tower
is fun.
defense
It was
game.
on, like,
And then I remember the second one The second one was just like this ugly pay more scheme, and I hated it so much, so I never really played it
Didn't
much.
they do like a 3D
They-
shooter too? Like a 3D.
Yeah, the Garden
Yeah.
Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Got a little
Yeah.
off the rails a little bit. Yeah.
They sure did.
Those are popular
Um,
though. That's the annoying thing. Those are popular.
Yeah.
I don't like hearing
Yeah.
that.
But people are
Yeah.
enjoying. I think the remaster generally is getting very positive reviews. People saying like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is exactly what I wanted." It's like nice, clean visuals for wide screens. It looks
Yeah.
great. Plays like you want it to. Like it looks like fun. Again, so
Dude, my wife and I
Um,
love playing because this you could still get the original one on Xbox. Like I think it's on Game Pass or something. So like we replayed that a couple times over the years.
yeah.
This
I
is
think
a
I
good
played it
time.
on DS.
It's a fun. It's a
It's a good
fun
game.
game.
Agreed. So there you go. That is out now, and I think that's everything in terms of new stuff that is out. So what we're gonna do, we've got a couple of headlines to go through, and then one of the things I was thinking about recently is there are games, regardless of their review score, but there are games that I'm kind of like, this is so close to being like one of my favorites. If only it would ... And so I started thinking about that a little bit. Like I think there's multiple games like that. And then sometimes I don't even know what the thing is. I'm like, man, it's almost good. I don't know what it is. It just didn't hook me. I don't know why. So maybe the thing that was missing was some kind of hook for me to keep me playing. I don't know. Every game has its own rhythm, and sometimes it doesn't click with you. And sometimes there isn't anything the game could have fixed. So those games you don't really have much to say about how to fix them. But there are some times where it's like, dude, if they would have only done this thing, I would have loved it. So we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. But first, we got a few headlines to go through, some pretty big ones too. I remember as Microsoft started to pivot and say everything's an Xbox and we want to put all our stuff on everything, but not all of our games though. Like some of them are sacred, especially Halo, right? Halo has to be sacred to Microsoft, doesn't it, guys? Like they would never ever put it on PlayStation, that's for sure, right? And then we get the announcement this week for Halo Campaign Evolved, I think is the name of this. First of all, this remake, reimagining, I want to be really clear. It looks beautiful. Like it looks fantastic. The visuals do. But they officially revealed this remake, and it's coming to Xbox, PC, and PS5. And then during this stream that they revealed it, community director for Xbox, Brian Gerard, I think that's how you say his name, he was wearing a PlayStation t-shirt and confirmed that it's their intention to make the series multi-platform moving forward. So anything else Halo is going to be multi-platform. So it is official. As far as Microsoft is concerned, nothing is sacred anymore. Now, to be fair, too, as part of all the news that's come out from Microsoft this week, they have said they don't see other consoles as their competition. They see things like TikTok as their competition for people's time and attention.
I thought that was a joke when you said that, by the way. That's wild.
Real.
I feel like that's true though for the younger generation, where all they do is brain rot all day. You know, they don't have real hobbies. Like that's all they do. Like, that is what's occupying kids' time. So,
what do you guys think? Halo coming to PlayStation, is it a big deal, or has it been such a slow burn to Xbox kind of handing over the reins anyway? It doesn't matter. Is this surprising to you? What do you guys think about this?
I feel it was a matter of time, especially after Gears of War.
I feel like this was the very first game that was like rumored, like when they're like, we're thinking about bringing games like cross-platform. Like even though they were like, we're gonna take it case by case, everyone's like, Halo's coming, you know. So even if like it wasn't true at the time, I feel like everyone was kind of like willing this into existence. So it does kind of feel like, you know, this was only a matter of time before it was announced, and here we are. We're on the other side of it. It does feel weird. It is weird, you know, but like
it is weird. The weirdness is not
is
absent. It was definitely an eventuality that I was just like, whatever. After Gears of War, and they've released a bunch of other stuff too and
Gears of War is like silently doing well. Like, but I don't feel like there was a lot of
Forza
like loudness. You know, Forza 2 silently doing well. Like, if you look at the sales numbers, it's doing really well. But it's not like
it's going to take Sony a long time to celebrate Microsoft games doing well.
I feel like I think so too. I think that there isn't a lot of Sony going like.
Sea of Thieves sold well on there.
All of them have done well so far.
Really did.
I think even Hellblade did like pretty good. You know, would that come out yet? I don't know.
If only it was a good game. All right, guys.
I know, right. But every game so far they've put on has sold better than expectations. So like, it's that's cool, man. You know, but yeah, I would like to see maybe Sony reveling in a little more. Like, we're so happy to have them in our family now or whatever. But no, they're like, play it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they're willing to port their games onto there, so it's like. Maybe just kind of like be an adult about it, so to speak. You know, it's basically I think what you're trying to say, Kyle, right? Like, hey, don't be like a smug like teenager. Like,
it just I feel like Gears of War and Horizon doing especially as good as they did. There should have just been a little more loudness going, not from the fans. I heard plenty from the fans, but just from corpos and PR types, and you know, like this is a revolutionary moment in gaming where the console war is ending. You know, I don't know, ham it up or whatever. But no, I've heard none of that.
Yeah.
Maybe Halo's.
Do you think Sony feels weird about it? Like they've been trying to like dominate and defeat, but now Microsoft is kind of like, well, we're not playing that competition with you anymore, but you guys can have it. Good job, you did it. We're doing something else. Do you think Sony feels weird at all? Like, I thought we were against each other. Like, I wonder if they're confused at all in their offices.
I wonder if there's a certain amount of embarrassment too, because they made such a big deal about all the acquisitions. Like, we're gonna stop them, and we're gonna team up with the government. We're gonna stop this merger, and Xbox side is like, guys, we're gonna give you all of our games. Like, chill out. Like, so maybe there is like a little bit of an embarrassment too. Like, wow, we were kind of like whiny babies there for a couple of years, and now like we have all their games on our consoles. So, maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah. It's interesting for sure. Well, speaking of stuff coming to new consoles, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows officially confirmed for the Nintendo Switch 2. This is yet again another horribly kept secret from Ubisoft.
Surprise.
So they went ahead and officially announced it. It from what I can tell, and from I'm kind of trying to read some previews and people who are taking a look at this first trailer, it looks like it's gonna run pretty well. We keep talking about this with Switch 2. Like it's not gonna be the premium place to play a lot of these brand new AAA games if you have another option, of course. But with Ubisoft, for all the things they do that are horrible, they also have some really cool stuff with crossplay. You literally just log into your Uplay account if you don't already have it synced, and you can just pick up your save if you play, let's say, on PC, like I do. I could get it on the Switch too whenever it drops on sale, and I know it will. And then I could just continue my run on the Switch and then switch back over if I want. It's like that kind of stuff is cool if that appeals to you. So it is going to be available. I think that's cool, and it does come out December 2nd. But again, I do realize it's not a brand new game, but it did come out this year, and now it's on Nintendo's console. Most of the Assassin's Creed games, the major ones, have been skipping Nintendo for a long time. So
third-party support
Yeah.
is important for new
Right.
consoles. This is good. This is good news. Am I buying it? No. That's crazy. But this is good news. Yeah, absolutely.
I say no, but it's December. I can picture myself like during that week between Christmas and New Year's, and I'm just kind of like, what else can I waste my money on while we're all sitting around eating food, watching
Yeah.
movies? Like,
You're in a
oh,
turkey
I
fight
love
state,
Shadows. Like,
just
yeah,
hovering
totally.
over the buy button,
I could totally, and especially if by then we're starting to like tee up some Game of the Year talk and we start bringing up Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'll be like, oh, I love that game. I'm gonna buy it again. Like, I could totally see myself being stupid and doing that, which I might. We'll see. Because I did love that game.
200 hours.
Yeah, why not? All right, staying on the theme of Nintendo, we heard that Pokemon Legends ZA sold 5.8 million copies in its first week. When I heard that,
Sure.
I was just like blown away because there are some games that
How is that compared to the
if they
other
could get.
games?
So that's what I thought at first. Like, this must be record breaking. Well, now it's in 5th place in terms of first week sales for other Pokemon games.
Do you have
I'm
those
like,
numbers
oh.
by chance?
I do. So
I'm very
Pokemon
interested in
Scarlet
knowing.
Scarlet and Violet sold 10 million copies in 3 days.
What?
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Arceus sold 6.5 million in 3 days. Pokemon Sword and Shield sold 6 million in 3 days. And Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl also sold 6 million in 3 days. So this puts it in 5th place. So they're kind of saying it's a good thing, but it's not surpassing those other ones that jumped way out ahead of it. So, anyway, wild. By the way, around half of the copies that were sold, an estimated half that were sold, were on Switch 2. So there seems to be, if you think about how recently the Switch 2 came out and how many Nintendo Switches are out there, that's pretty quick adoption for the new system.
Yeah.
If about half of
quick.
this game is
6 million's crazy. That's a great people. That's a crazy number to get in 3 days. I would have never guessed 10 million for any Pokemon game. 8. I had 8 in my head, as maybe the highest.
Yeah.
10 or 11. That's crazy to me.
I just feel like numbers are different depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Like if that was Square's number, that's what Square seems like they expect for their games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, why didn't we
right.
sell
Sure.
10 million in 3 days?
Because you're not
Like, well,
Pokemon. Yeah. Like
that's insane. Yeah.
What a crazy thing to try and be. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something about the Nintendo software numbers that I don't know. It just feels like a different competition. You know what I mean? Like a different level of competition for some reason. Anyway, it is what it is. Pokemon is still super famous. Even my kids still love Pokemon. Like even my son still really into like Pokemon Go and stuff. They'll go to some community events and things like that. Like Pokemon is still beloved. So
Yeah.
it is
Sure.
what it is. Again, more Nintendo stuff here. We've got, if I can bring it up. There we go. Fallout 4 is getting an anniversary edition, and it's going to arrive on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, this game is 10 years old now, which is wild that this game is already 10 years old. It has 6 official add-ons in addition to over 150 pieces of Creation Club game mods, and that's all going to be included with this anniversary edition, which is coming next year, and it's going to be on the Switch too. I think
know
it's
I
a
just
good
kinda
fit for the Switch.
I
too.
know I kind of just made fun of you for like Assassin's Creed Shadows. Like maybe this winter I'm gonna maybe get that.
You're
on,
gonna buy
you know,
this.
I'm buying this for sure. So just know
Yeah,
that
you
I
are.
rescind everything I said before, and I'm sorry. And I've learned the error of my ways.
That's fine.
And I'm
It's fine.
sorry.
No problem. We talked about this in our chat a little bit. I'm curious what you guys think about it. So, Scarface came out.
Yeah.
What was that? 2006, I think. Let me look. I wrote it down. Yeah, 2006, and then on the Wii in 2007. So it was a kind of a late release on the PS2, Xbox, and PC, and then on the Wii. Out of nowhere, this quote unquote remaster, and I'll put it in quotes for a reason, dropped on the Epic Game Store for $30.
Oh God.
And then it was listed on Steam briefly, but then it was kind of removed, and all of a sudden all these questions around licensing came up. And then as people downloaded it and were trying to figure out what is this thing, it turns out basically the game is the same game with a couple of the most popular mods that fans have made for the game to make it look higher res, to make it widescreen. Like there's been fan-made mods.
To make it run on like modern day systems.
Yes, to make it run. This has not been a official remaster that anyone at a development studio that I can tell has put any real effort into. If anything, there's even talk of maybe AI helping to improve and like sync up some of the mods and some of this stuff. So it's like, this is kind of a mess. And they even said, we don't even know if there's licensing approval for this, so we're going to hold off on it. So like,
the fact that
bizarre.
there's so many we
weird.
don't knows in this story is crazy to me.
I know.
How do you not
I know.
Like,
I know.
you don't know who
This
uploaded
also-
this, like to the store? Like,
Well, that's the thing, Kyle.
wild, right?
It's kind of similar to the whole like how we sit here and we like scoff or like, oh my God, why is this hentai game on the Nintendo Switch store? Like,
Yeah.
why isn't there better checks and I don't understand.
Dude.
It doesn't
Someone
make
literally
any sense.
stole this game, put mods on it, and was trying to sell it. Like, it's just like that.
Yeah.
It should be an investigation. We should definitely know more about what's going on
Yes.
with this.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it's insane.
Apparently NBC Universal, there's no word from them officially on whether or not they were even aware that their IP was being
It'd be
used.
funny if they're like,
again,
yeah, we hired
so.
some kid to do this. That'd be so funny if that.
Maybe, yeah. It's like the
Or
executive
they
son.
hired some AI
Yeah.
to do it.
And selfishly, I'm happy about it. I hope it's real. I hope it doesn't suck. I hope it's not AI slop. This game is awesome, and it's way more modern than like old GTA, Vice City, and San Andreas games. So like the controls are a little more modern. It's a little easier to feel. They're not thought of as grandly as those games. And this is back whenever everything that was like this was just called a GTA clone, and it is exactly that. It's just a Vice City clone, but you're actually like selling drugs and have a guy doing a pretty good Al Pacino accent.
Well, I went on YouTube and I looked up some of the Scarface like mods. People have made it look really good. Like the mods have really improved it. So it's not bad. It's just weird that it was kind of officially but not really officially released and then kind of removed, and then there's a lot of question marks around it. So
that's wild, man.
Anyway, yeah, kind of crazy. But still worth a look if you want to go play an old school game. There's plenty of mods for it too if you've got a PC that you can play on, that can really increase the quality of life and the visuals. I really want that for the Godfather game. Even I liked the Scarface game, but I just loved the Godfather game where you were like becoming this lieutenant and taking over sections of the city. Like I want that again.
You're the guy who hides the gun in the bathroom in the first movie. Like just all the little
these cool tie-ins.
So good.
Uh-huh. I loved it. All right. Last but not least, Ubisoft. It's got some layoffs on the way. One of them is part of me, even though I'm sad because I love the Trials games, I also kind of get it. Those games really didn't innovate too much, and I don't think they were super popular, and I'm not sure what that team is even working on. So they're pivoting to more small screen, which sounds to me like mobile games, with Red Lynx as a studio, which is going to be include restructuring and eliminate up to 60 staff, mostly administrative and some production, from that Red Lynx team, which is a bummer for sure. The other side of this coin with Ubisoft is so weird. So Massive Entertainment, of course, most recently released Star Wars Outlaws. They did The Division. They've made some really cool games as a Swedish developer. And they did Avatar, which by the way, just announced the third-person mode and a New Game Plus mode being added for free to the Avatar game. So they apparently, there was a statement that was put out that Massive is going to try to strengthen its focus on the Division series and the Snowdrop engine, and as a result, it's reducing its numbers. So I don't know what that means. Like, oh, we're going to really focus in on the Division, so we need fewer people. Okay. Seems like a weird announcement to make. But apparently Ubisoft, this is according to reports, they've actually asked staff at Massive if they would essentially volunteer to be laid off so they can leave on their own terms. I don't know what that means. I guess in a way it's nice to know it's coming and not be blindsided by it. Is that weird? That feels weird to me. That they're like,
That's strange.
who wants to go first? But
so Tim, you don't like working here. You know how you told me the other day you don't like working here? You didn't say that? Oh, well, you don't like it, right? Like it's
you don't like it, right? You just keep saying it. You don't like it.
Incentive. There's probably an incentive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you'll get X amount of money back, like of how long you've been here or something like that. Yeah.
Could be, or it could even just be like, hey, now you have time now to start looking, or maybe it looks better on the resume to have chosen to leave for a better job than to be part of layoffs or firings. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is this just feels odd. And again, it's not that surprising. We saw another company, I forget which company it was, that actually announced they're going really AI focused and they're trimming down their staff. I forget. It was like a mobile company or a smaller team.
It sounds like such a Ubisoft thing to say.
Dude, it sounds like a Ubisoft thing for sure. So anyway, so that's happening. Very odd, but we do talk about it when it happens.
I want Division 3 so bad, and I want it to be good.
Me too.
Just make it as good as 2. And better.
I agree. All right. Well, let's wrap it up with, before we talk about other things we're playing, games that were almost amazing. And we don't have to spend a lot of time on these. Some of these should be pretty quick. So I'll go first just to kind of show you guys what I mean, because I've got some B-roll that we can pull up from this. So I'll go through 3 games really quickly that, for me personally, were I really enjoyed, but there was just something that maybe if they had made some different decisions, for me personally, this is my opinion, I might have enjoyed it more. This is me guessing. I don't know. There's no alternate universe that I can explore to figure out if this is true. Maybe I would have hated it more if they did these things. But these are games that are almost amazing. So my first one is one we actually brought up earlier in this conversation, and that is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I really thought this setting was perfect for an Assassin's Creed game. I thought the idea of a lead character, you kind of same with Odyssey, you pick one or the other, and this character Ivor could be a guy or girl. Like, okay, it gives you some freedom there. Some of the vistas and visuals were really pretty. Raiding the towns at first was really invigorating and like, wow, I really feel like a Viking. There was elements of it that really worked. And then there was things like the almost complete lack of stealth. And when you did stealth, it felt silly and didn't always work super well. That was one thing. And then there was also, just generally speaking, the combat. Coming off of Origins and Odyssey, which were such good combat systems, I felt like something in Valhalla was just kind of missing with combat. It didn't quite feel as good. But ultimately, here's what I think they could have done to make this a better experience overall. I think, and you can even see in the little compass on the top of the screen there, the glowing yellow, the glowing blue. This game went so far out of its way to fill the bloat. The Ubisoft bloat was probably more evident in this game than any of their previous ones. I really felt that took away from the experience. I had trouble focusing on or caring about the main story or the characters, which weren't necessarily bad, but man, the amount of bloat that was in this game and the amount of, I'll just say, the lack of direction. I wasn't playing this to play a Tears of the Kingdom where you can just pick a direction and go discover. Like, that's not what I was necessarily wanting. So for me, I would have liked there to be a little more guidance. That's one of the reasons I loved Assassin's Creed Shadows, because yes, there's plenty of freedom, but they give you a lot of guidance that you can hit the next point of the story or side stories, and it felt not linear but guided in a way that was smart. So to me, bloat and a lack of clarity. It just didn't feel like this game had a strong vision for what story it wanted to tell and what it wanted you to do. So this game to me was almost amazing. It needed more, it needed less bloat and more kind of directive for the player, I think, for it to be a fun experience. So, by the way, if a game has a lot of side stuff to do, that's fine, but make it interesting and fun. It was very repetitive. The stuff you're seeing here on the screen, I remember having fun doing a lot of this, but then after a while, you're like, oh, there's like 6 options and then you just rinse and repeat all the same
Mhm.
activities. So yeah, I thought it was lacking in creativity in that space too. So that's my first one. All right, I'll jump to the next one here real quick. I love this game, but it was missing a few pieces, and this is Starfield. And Kyle and I talked about this. This was pretty high on both of our lists when it came out. Really enjoyed the DLC last year as well. Really, really fun. But what was missing for me with Starfield, me personally, was a focus on either go more No Man's Sky and open it up for me to explore, or eliminate some of that stuff and really focus in on the story and be purposeful with where it is I'm supposed to go and what it is I'm supposed to do. Here's why I say that. I felt like the exploring and the scanning and go check out these caves really quickly. I was like, oh, I'm never going to want to do these. These are boring and bland and they feel like carbon cutouts. But the stuff that was great was the story and the characters and the conversation. And I wish they would have picked a lane there, because that, to me, it felt like creating a big old house, and you have all these rooms that you don't really have a good purpose for. So you just put a couch in there and then a kitchen table and a bookshelf. It's like, what's this room even for? So I feel like there was space in this game that wasn't really properly filled or used. To me, that would have made it an even better experience, because I already had a really good time with this game. Same with Valhalla. Really enjoyed it. But I just felt like there was maybe some unfinished ideas, or maybe they should have just trimmed back. You know, sometimes when you have like a 20-minute speech prepared and you find out you've only got 12 minutes to talk and you have to cut out 8 minutes, you're left with the best 12-minute speech, because now you're cutting out really good stuff that you already had prepped. So to me, it's the same thing. Like, maybe they could have trimmed some stuff and this game could have been a little tighter and a little better. But that's just my take on Starfield. And last but not least, you guys have probably never tried this game. I'm going to skip ahead here a little bit. It's called Suikoden Tierkris. It was the DS entry in the Suikoden series. You have tried it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You guys have played it. To me, this game was almost amazing. And there's a few things that held it back. One of them was the voices. I want to be clear. The voice acting wasn't the problem. They did something weird with the editing or the speed or something with the way the characters talked or the way it sounded. Maybe it was the compression on the DS. I don't know what it was. But whenever they talked, I was so annoyed. It was grating. I didn't like it. And you couldn't turn off voice acting.
I kind of remember that now that you're mentioning it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like the characters, like whoever did the voice acting, was bad at their job. I have no idea. Maybe they were. But I think it was more to do with the editing and just the way it was cut and clipped and sped up. So there's that. And then there's also these gameplay elements. You saw some of the combat there. I thought the way they scaled back the Suikoden experience actually was to its detriment. They did this with 4 as well. And they kind of just changed what made Suikoden, and it felt like a very by-the-numbers normal RPG. It didn't feel like the special 6-person party rune-based system where you have the same weapon the whole game, you're just sharpening it. It went back to like, no, you find new weapons and you equip those, and there's 4 people in your party, and there are no runes. And I felt like they just missed the magic of Suikoden. It was really close to being an amazing game, because as you can see, some of the art style pretty cool, and it looks pretty nice, and I bet you a remaster would look great. So to me, it was, I don't know what this picture is, but to me, it was just really close to being great. This is Zygor Gaming. It's this guy. Hang on, let me get to him. Maybe whatever.
Was the director, it's this, and they were like saying
it's this guy. He's saying something. I just didn't hear what he was comparing and why it showed this lady, her. I don't know why. Yeah. I'm not sure why, but anyway. All right, so those are my 3. Again,
it's hilarious.
All games that I have a warm spot in my heart for, that I really do like, in some cases even love. Like Starfield's one of my favorites from that year, but boy, there's part of me that was like, ooh, that could have been my game of the year if maybe I had just tweaked a few things for my personal tastes. So let's go over to let me see who I have next. Jeff, let's jump to you next. I think it's Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah, because I might have had. I just threw some random titles at you that I could think of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So throw out what's your first one? What's a game that you think could have been? It was almost amazing for you.
Well, Angerfoot would have been amazing if you could just punch.
Which
if you could use your hands.
So fist.
Just call it. Yeah, just call it Anger Body.
Anger fist.
That's the sequel.
Anger extremities.
Sequel, Jeff. We all know that's part of the sequel.
Anger fist.
There is something I want to circle back to on Valhalla. Something you said about Valhalla that's going to come up one of my mentions.
Okay.
But I did want to start with something that's not a common take. I don't think it is, at least. But Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is my first one, because I love. This is actually I think I love all of these games I'm going to mention. By the way, I do love this game. I just don't care about working out or physical attributes or keeping up with that. I didn't care about the Sims part of it, of like having and tying that to your combat effectiveness. Bothered the shit out of me the whole game, but the rest of it outstanding. But this is the year of like Halo 2, I think, so that was my game of the year. But if they had just removed that element that I didn't really care to partake in, because everything else was immediate improvement on like Vice City 3 and were there other ones? I don't know. But those main two, there were definitely leaps and bounds improvements visually and gameplay wise. And I was like, that was enough. I didn't really need that type of like I think a good way to balance it is the way they did it in Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's just like, oh, I'm losing weight or I'm losing stamina. I'll just have like a little beans real quick. And it doesn't feel like as much of a chore to keep up with appearances. And I can't even remember if GTA 5 they did try like, oh, you're running more. Good for you. Like your stamina is a little better, I guess.
I don't think you could get like super fat like you can in this though, right? Like I think, you could get legitimately chunky.
Yeah, but I didn't really care for that aspect, so that's my first one. And I know that's not that common of a because this is like a beloved one from the franchise.
Yeah, totally.
The next one I want to mention,
the most requested feeture back to for a lot of people.
Yeah, people love that shit, and I'm like,
people like mashing X on fake workout.
Fake working out.
That's right.
Or you're just doing this, like stuttering.
Dude, I'm the opposite of you, Jeff. I love that stuff. That was
Same
like,
here.
But
I
that's
feel
like the
exactly,
RPG element, right? That's the RPG element of it. So.
But I get
it did rub people the wrong way.
I get the task not being fun though. I get the task not being fun. Though, but where I'm like, I like that it's there a lot.
I found myself riding my bike to different missions just so I could stay in shape because I was like, my CJ's getting fat.
Exactly.
But you got to eat too, because if you're bulking, and you're muscular, and you keep on running and biking everywhere, you'll get slim.
That protein.
So you got to get a couple of cheeseburgers in you.
Yeah.
I get though when you're just trying to complete a mission, you're like, I gotta go eat.
Yeah, I'm more
real quick.
You know me, I'm more of a story-driven, cause chaos type of guy when it comes to.
And GTA, I'm more of an immersive guy. So if you're telling me to stop and go do my daily routines, I'm like, sure, all right.
Yeah.
You need something. You need an arcade to take care of too. I can do.
I'm so with you. I'm so with you on that, man.
You get an arcade. Do you anything power wash on the way there, or?
Yeah. Do you got is there a power washing mini game? Yeah.
Any crime scenes to clean up?
Right. Are you running a
gas station
shop or
a gas station?
Gas station.
Yep.
Oh my god. So yeah, that's my weird one. That's the one that makes the least sense. So I'm getting that out of the way now. So the next couple,
that makes sense. That's preference.
You'll probably relate to. Oh, okay, that's true. It is preference thing. But the next couple, at least you'll relate to those that have played it. But the next one I want to mention is Quantum Break. Again, I loved the action in this game, and the story was really cool. But it didn't really the cohesion between the TV part of the show, the TV episodes, and the story was just not quite there. I understood what they were trying to do. But I just feel like maybe if they focused,
trying to do.
Yeah, I respected
it,
and I was like, some of that's cool. Yeah, some of that's cool. But if I felt like if they just focused more on game development itself, this would have been a fucking like a knockout. Like this would have been.
I also think it's easier to not take it seriously whenever it's like, is that the game with like live action episodes in between it? Like it's so gimmicky that I can understand it turning people off completely.
Right, which is a bummer because the gameplay is, I mean, other than the platforming, which is a little wonky sometimes, but the gameplay itself, the shooting, implementing your powers, super freaking cool. I still love that game. It was like top 5 for that year. But anyway, the last game I want to mention, that one's a little more understandable. The next game I want to mention is a game I probably love the most out of all 3 of these, and that's Mad Max. And that kind of relates to what Tim was talking about with Valhalla, is at least by these video game standards of this year, to 2015, I think, the open world bloat was a little too present for me. Even though they were fun to do at the beginning, I was like, there's too many markers on the map, dude. I'm overwhelmed. How does this relate so much to the story? Like, it's just a little too much it makes the story less personal in it, less focused. Kind of like you were talking about Valhalla. By the way, the point you made about the lack of stealth in Valhalla, the first stealth mission that they try to do, like the tutorial mission, I failed it. Like they saw me pickpocket, like because
Yeah.
the stealth was
Yeah.
so terrible in that game.
It was bad.
It was so
Yeah.
bad. Like you can still progress, and they'll just be like, whatever.
Again, that's one of the reasons I love Shadows, is because with Now Way,
Yeah.
stealth is fun again. But then also, if you want to bash
fun.
down doors, you can do that too. Like, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, the gameplay in Mad Max is a non-issue, and in fact, it's something I wish more games played like the
and the car combat we're seeing here was so fun.
The car combat is amazing. Building up your car again is
Which
so
is
cool.
Arguably the
but
most
like
important
taking
thing
out
for
bases
Mad
of
Max.
various sizes just got a little repetitive for me. Discovering balloons, too repetitive. Just take me to the missions, man. It was a little too long for me, and because of that. But again, this is a game that I love, man. We're talking about games that are like, if I were to rate them, and I don't like doing that, but if it were like to rate it 8 out of 10, and it should be my game of the year that year, even though 2015 was kind of a bonkers year, but whatever, you get it.
Just watching this B-roll, I might reinstall this bad boy and play it again.
Yeah,
so
every time I see footage of this game or bring it up, I'm like, I should go back into that game.
It's got a gravitational pull that's very strong. Yeah,
it does.
Kind of like it's kind of like Sleeping Dogs, right? Like
Sleeping
Dogs was like that open world,
absolutely. Yeah, I think it's
like has a
very
really strong following.
Yeah,
I almost put down Sleeping Dogs as an example, but I can't. It's not.
You couldn't think of anything wrong with it because it's perfect. I agree.
It's perfect, also. Yeah.
It just doesn't get enough love.
It doesn't
like
fit the
this
criteria
game,
of this exercise. I agree.
Love.
Yeah. Sleeping Dogs.
But I can find more things wrong with this one.
We're all on the same page with Sleeping Dogs for sure.
Perfect, all
for sure.
Perfect,
and we all shouldn't be thinking anything else.
Yeah, man, I actually love all three of these picks, Jeff, because like San Andreas at the time, I thought it was perfect, and I probably would have hated you for saying it. But looking back on it now, I can see where like, okay, they really were trying some stuff, and some of it worked, some of it didn't work as well. But overall, I still have just 10 out of 10 memories of that game.
Yeah, absolutely, I respect that. But yeah, the way they did it in Red Dead 2 was like the perfect amount of immersion for me without feeling like, I got to take time out of my mission to go do this.
And 5 was a good compromise too, because like you said, you're just kind of gaining experience just for doing stuff, and like you're not going.
And you'll see a marker that says you gained it.
And I like it.
And
you're seeing a bar fill up, and that feels good. You know.
Yeah. True.
And to me, Quantum Break was a backlog game. I finally went back to, might have been 2 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, and everything you just said is so spot on. Where it was like, the cast was so good. But I almost wish that those had just been regular in-game cutscenes instead of doing the, you know what I mean? Like, part of me wished it had just been a video game, because it did take me out of it a little bit. I don't know if you guys ever went to an amusement park like Kings Island, where they would have like a story going into the roller coaster, and it was all kind of like B-movie type scenes. And I remember going into the space roller coaster, and it was all about this alien invasion, and it was all kind of cheesy, but it was live action.
Very Disney-esque.
It felt, and so that this.
It's got to be corny.
It just was. It was a little cheesy. But again, not poorly acted or anything like that. It was just like, it's pulling me out of it. And so while I appreciated the attempt and kind of the concept, it actually pulled me out of the game experience a little bit when they would go to the episode. I don't know.
I think Alan Wake 2 did this concept better, where it implemented live action, and I think it did it way
really
better.
Back on it in a clever way.
Blended better. Yeah. Everything worked better whenever they tried.
What a good freaking game that is!
It's the best. Yeah, it's so great. It's so awesome.
That game rules.
What was that?
All right, Dan, what do you got?
Everybody agrees on.
It's weirdly too much to want to play it again too. Where I'm like, it was too stressful for me to play.
It was spooky.
Oh my god, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
It's also a lot. There's a lot in that game. It's very labyrinthian.
It's a lot.
Like it's
it's just
a lot. Yeah.
I spent most of that game going, where the F am I? It is a very stressful game.
All right, Dan, what about you? What are some games that are almost amazing for you personally?
All right, Tim, for the sake of silliness, we're gonna leave number 1 as the last one. We're gonna build up to that.
Let's build to it. Let's do it.
Yeah, so the first one I chose, and I was kind of like same with Kyle, like kind of like having a little bit of a difficult time thinking of like a list. So these were just the 3 that popped in my head. But like I usually just like love games, and then I have some nitpicks. You know, I very, very rarely have a game where I'm like, oh man, like I wanted to love that game, but I didn't, or whatever. You know, I don't usually think that way. I tend to just love games.
I
'cause
connect
games
with
are
that
fun.
on such a level that I wasn't able to verbalize. So thank you for putting it
Yeah.
into words that like absolutely resonate with me.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, games are
understood.
just- games are
I
fun.
understand it way more now after I've heard your two. I'm
Yeah.
like, I think I picked 3 good ones, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still
Okay.
literally changing it in lifetime. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. By the way,
So
Dan, the
this
one you're
I
going to go
was-
with first was the reason I thought of this, because I'm like, man, this game is
Oh,
almost
fun.
amazing. But I thought you
Okay.
might pick it, so I picked different ones, and you did pick it. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the third one that I chose was Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Now,
Oh.
I technically didn't get super far into the game, and I've never played any of the Paper Mario. So when they announced the remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, I was excited. I was like, okay, well, this is the one that like the fans of the Paper Mario series specifically praise highly. They're like, this one is like it's phenomenal, it's amazing, it's one of the best Mario games. So I remember playing. I think I played like at least 5 hours of it. I recruited that guy, whatever that Koopa was right there. I forget his name. I got that far, and whatever boss you fight with him, which is pretty early on. I think it's like the first major boss. But I really so the remaster remake is very sharp. Like it looks great. And the writing, I would say the writing is what stuck out the most to me. The writing is really funny, really clever, and just like it's solid. Like it's just a solid written game. I can see why people really like the writing and the characterization. For me, it's just, and maybe this is a little bit of biased feelings towards Super Mario RPG, the Super Nintendo one. But like I have such a soft spot for that game because of just multiple reasons. It was my first RPG, but I love the cast. Like it's, you got the Mario and Bowser and Peach, but then you have these couple of like unique characters that show up that's just unique to this game. Like they didn't exist anywhere else.
Gino.
Malo and Chino.
Mhm.
And this game, Paper Mario, however far I got into the game, and maybe I'm missing some unique stuff later down the line, so then whatever I'm saying right now is invalid, but it didn't feel like there was enough uniqueness going on there in the cast. It was just kind of like, oh, well, there's this Koopa like kid that you like that joins you, and he's just kind of like looks whatever. He looks like a Koopa, but he has like a sweater on. Like, I don't know. There's
Yeah.
something about this that wasn't super appealing to me. Like there wasn't whatever the charm that's going on here as far as like what the game is and what they're
Sorry, just
kinda
looking at
giving to
Bowser
you.
running like that was funny to me. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, well, that's part of the whole paper thing too, right? I think it's unique, and I appreciate it to an extent, but I don't know. I'm not super like connected to the paper aesthetic of it. Like
Sure.
it's clever, and I get
That
it. But,
was
like, yeah,
my thing with it too. I never got on into that. It looks cool, but yeah.
Yeah, like Super Mario RPG, the remake of that, like just looks like this really up-res, nice, shiny, like version of that old game, and I just think there's more charm with that, so that still
That's
just
fair.
connects with me more.
I'm
What
following
about,
you on the cast of
Origami
characters.
Origami
Yeah.
King though, like does that graphically or animation wise
Oh,
have a little more
that's
charm for
beautiful
you since
looking.
it's more recent, or
You see, I don't know, because this is literally the only Paper Mario that I played.
oh,
'cause I was
okay.
excited.
I played
Yeah.
Origami King because it was cool.
Okay,
It's cute.
okay,
It was
yeah,
sick.
And it
I
looked
just never,
gorgeous.
for some reason, I never for some reason just gravitated towards these Paper Mario ones. The paper thing just like, oh, that's cool, but like I don't know, it doesn't speak to me like it does. For
But I
other
also
people.
track with what you're saying with the characters, because you're right. Most of the special characters are existing Mario characters, even like these bombs that they have pirate stuff on them, or like you said, Koopa with the
Yeah,
sweater,
yeah.
or the little mouse with the pair of glasses and high heels on. Like they're just kind of dressing up existing Mario Universe characters. And what
Right.
you appreciated about Mario RPG was, yes, it's Mario stuff, but they introduced very unique new characters that you cared about a lot. So I totally get
Yes.
that. That's a valid. Yeah, that's totally.
Yeah, even
valid.
bosses that you fight and like villains that show up, they're all unique to that game. And that's what I really like. It just felt like this very unique, Square combining with Nintendo thing going on. So
I was going to ask you, was it just because of Square? That's the change you would have made. Get Square involved, and you would have liked
just give
it.
me Square. Just give me Square. Just give me Square. No, but I mean, I appreciate what it is. I understand even just from the early goings. I understand why people like that game.
Yeah.
All right, and then the next one I chose was a recent game, and I haven't finished this one yet. And for the most part, I love it. But I chose Hell Is Us mainly because of I love the idea of how the exploration is done. It's actually one of the main things I like about it the most. But like Tim has spoke to as well, can attest to, I think there definitely could have been a more fluid way of doing things. I think they should have done, if I had approached it, if I was making the way you unravel like puzzles and finding like, uh dungeons and so on and so forth, everything would have been found within that area. So when you go to an area, you have the whole open area. All the items that you need to unlock things in that area, I think, should be in that area. But
At
that's
least
not the
most of
case.
them.
You'll
Yeah.
you'll find a door or a puzzle type thing where you have to figure, and it's like you're not going to find whatever you need until like maybe the second area after that or something like that, as an example. And I think that's makes it confusing, and I think it bloats the amount of time it takes to play the game, because you're not really sure. You don't know what you need, because the way the game's designed, there's no blips on the map. It's not pointing you in any direction. It's just
You're
like
not
figure
fast
it out.
traveling either. You can only fast travel to the entrance of those areas. And then you got to walk your way there.
You basically would have to either be writing everything down in a notebook and like doing all this like kind of keeping track of stuff, or you have to have an amazing memory and be like, oh, I remember that place had that locked door. Let me go back there. Like, so I think there should have been a better balance of how they approach that.
I agree.
But that being said,
and also, Dan, the rewards should have
rad.
balanced out with the effort that goes into unlocking those things. So, like, when you do go back and you open up a chest or open up a door, you finally have access to. You're like, I think I know where that is. And if you happen to be right, or maybe you look it up and you find your way back there, a lot of times it's just another glyph or maybe another weapon that you're kind of like, oh, well, by this point in the game, I don't really need this. So, like,
it kind of reminds me of.
I don't know. I don't mind a game making me work. I don't mind it, but like, I want it to feel like Final Fantasy VII back in the day when I got Knights of the Round and I worked my butt off to finally get that thing. The payoff was so worth it. You know what I mean? Staying up all night and following that guide was so worth it. So like, I don't know. I want to be rewarded. If you're gonna ask me to spend time doing it, I don't mind, but make it worth my time. You know. And also reward me in that moment for exploring. So, and they don't do that very much.
I think the recent Dragon Age is really good about putting things that are rewards in different spots and you remembering where those were because you were just there. Like they kind of pace that idea out better than it sounds like this game.
Oh, nice.
Did. I didn't play this game, full disclosure.
Hey,
Veilguard was
this
really
is
good.
Dan. This was the one I was thinking of because it's such a good game. It's got so many good ideas and cool concepts to it. But you're right, that actually wore me down over time. That's one of the reasons I probably haven't finished it yet, is because I'm just kind of like it's like tiring to think about going back, and some of it's even story related. You have to go back, so it's like I don't want to have to travel all the way there again. So there's an element of that for
Dragon Age is a bit more traditional in how you explore, because there's at least like ways to kind of keep track of that information and all that. So that's completely fine. I know some people are like, oh, I don't like all the it's like, well, it's depends on the game and whatever they want to do. I like that this one is very just like, hey, like explore, figure it out. But I just think the way it's structured should have been better. My suggestion: keep everything within the area. Everything you need to unlock the stuff in that area should be within the area. Shouldn't be in another area like 2-3 places down the road. So but
that would
otherwise,
honestly,
this game's rad.
just hearing both of you say this is dissuading me from wanting to play the game, honestly, because that's like
this is not a Jeff game. This is not a If you in the chat were like, I'm gonna get this game, I'd be like, can you please stop wasting money? Like, you would hate this game. Like,
don't get it.
I need to reel this one in. I can't let him buy this game.
But it's such a bummer though, because it's the world is just so freaking cool.
Oh
man. It's like this sci-fi, like this war torn, like Eastern European sci-fi world. It's so cool. But that's just it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and if you're not one to not want any hand holding literally at all, then yeah, it's not a game you should play. So
By the way, with
Games
stuff like
were
this,
comforting, you know?
it might sound like a criticism. It's more of just like, hey, here's my preference. I applaud them for taking a risk with making the gameplay loop like this. Like, it's a risk to do it this way, and I know this is what they intended. They want you to revisit and come back and remember and take notes, and like they want that because they want us to feel like a lived-in, difficult place. But what's funny because the combat actually, once you get into it, isn't all that difficult. Once you get into the groove of it, you're like just sweeping away through it. So the combat didn't wear me down. If anything, I kind of got into a good groove with it. It was the exploring, which I love, that I'm like, you're almost bummed out. You're like, I usually love this part of games. Why is it making me annoyed? You know? So totally agree.
Yeah, it starts becoming too unwieldy. But I do want to finish it, though. I do want to finish it. And the last choice, guys. I think we all know what's coming.
What? You're breaking up. What? You're breaking up.
So there was a certain game that became infamous with myself and Derek because we decided, and I don't actually even remember if it was me that said it first or if it was Derek. But there was a common shared idea, what we would have preferred from this game as far as an approach of certain element.
Are you running for office? Or just say the thing. Just say the thing.
The game is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is what I was afraid of.
So,
is that this segment was just going to be taking shots at perfect games, you know? Like this is what I was afraid of.
I'm with Kyle on this one.
When Tim started pitching this, it's like, so we're all just going to be yelling at each other because we're like digging at each other. But
yeah,
we're
taking up
the only one that did it. Leave it to
yeah, we're digging up the
There's
past.
a fine line between picking a game that's like it's almost perfect, or a game that's like you think is overrated or whatever. And that's the hard part, actually.
Where's the line between preference and criticism? Because I don't see it.
Right.
All right. So
this is the San Andreas for Dan. Jeff got one.
Yeah, I got one.
That's fair. Jeff did sneak one in. That's true.
So for like the amount of time that they even had to make this game, which was somewhere between 2 to 3 years, because
that's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken,
really,
this was the game that basically took the place of the Amy Hennig Star Wars, right? Amy Hennig Star Wars game got canceled.
It's murky for me, but that sounds right.
Yeah. But like then these guys kind of came in and they were like, "Hey, can you make a Star Wars game kind of like real quick?" And they're like, "I guess." And now they've made
perfect
this
game is.
We did Titanfall, but okay.
Yeah.
And then they give us this character that like to me is like, I mean, I'm not as big of a Star Wars head as you guys are, but it's like this character is rad as hell. He seems like very important. It's like he should be in the live action anything because he's just like he's a really like solid character. And this game is not bad by any means. So obviously the joke over the years, the meme has been like, oh, this should have been like a Dragon Age Inquisition, which is what Survivor is, which is why I like Survivor more, because Survivor is ultimately what I wanted from this game. But it makes sense that Fallen Order wasn't like that because they didn't have the full time to make a game like Survivor at that time. So obviously I'm not.
So what's the thing that would have pivoted you toward liking it more, do you think, Dan? Was it the navigation?
It would have been what Survivor
correctly?
is. So ultimately what I'm trying to get at is like this game is not like bad by any means. I just really wanted there to be more open areas with like caves and like secrets and stuff. Yeah. Which is what Survivor became. So Survivor is fantastic. Yeah. I like Survivor more, but Fallen Order is not a bad game by any means. It's very cool. It's very well done. I think I commend them for kind of like quickly, quote unquote, making this like really cool character that feels very intertwined into the Star Wars universe very well and just makes sense. So yeah, I just wanted to explore.
It was the actual best game of 2019. Now that we've talked about Outer Worlds a bunch. Sorry, everybody. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to pick a fight. I loved Fallen Order so much, and I actually have grown to be able to truly laugh about and kind of enjoy our back and forth on the Dragon Age comparison because,
of course,
as much as I love to ask questions and get thoughts on like what do people think. Like, I understand that you wanted the exploration to be different, and Survivor does deliver on that in spades for sure. They definitely improve. Survivor is like they took all of this and made all of it a little bit better in different ways, in my opinion. But I respect your opinion. I don't understand what what about Inquisition would have made this game better, but I don't want to. I don't want to know. I'm just glad that we were able to revisit it. You know,
I literally no. I just said it. Using Inquisition is just more the joke in of itself. Is the vehicle.
Yeah.
But it's
I still remember we would be like, oh, it
areas.
needs to be Dragon Age Star Wars. Got it. Like, and we just didn't understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Because,
more the-
for example, in this space right here, there's probably, and I can already picture him as he's looking around, there's probably 4 or 5 completely optional hidden spaces. Same with on this area right here, as you go to see like the Witch's Planet. There's lots of like secret hidden areas in a relatively open space. So I remember as it was being described by you and Derek, I'm going like, but they have that. So, but maybe it just wasn't as smooth or as accessible or maybe as intuitive. It definitely had some intuitiveness that was lacking that Survivor picked up on for sure.
Dan got Dark Souls, but he wanted Elden Ring. You know, it's kind of is that off base?
No, I wanted
right?
actually
that's
Sekiro.
kinda...
I wanted Sekiro.
Oh, that's
All right, I'm lost again. All
No,
right.
I'm lost again.
I thought I had it there. Yeah, I thought I had it there, but yeah.
Survivor is more open area, but still has what you're
like
saying,
Elden
Tim,
Ring.
of the
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Like Elden Ring's open,
Sure.
where Dark Souls is a little more linear.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, but still has little nooks and crannies, right? Like the Souls games still have their nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a nook?
So yeah, it's really just
And what's a cranny?
what is a nook?
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I totally hear
basically-
you. And this is a good example of where like I can't look at Fallen Order and say it is perfect. I know I remember having like some jankiness at certain times, like whether it was like running up a wall. I think I like fell by accident a few times, or like I had frustrations at times with it. But when it was all said and done, I was like, perfect game, don't change anything. Like I just loved it so much. The same with San Andreas. Like with sometimes you have rose-colored glasses looking back on it. I'm like, nope, couldn't improve it. So, but no, totally get it. Games like this are going to click with some people, and they're not going to see any issues. And then other times, it's going to be like, hey, if they would have just, this was the whole point of the segment, if they would have just done this, it would have been amazing for me personally. So yeah, there you go. That is
insane that they made this game in such a short window of time.
Yeah,
Absolutely insane.
right.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was
And
such a short development window.
Yeah.
And it did the right thing, right? Like a sequel's supposed to expand in scope, so it did that.
It also has, I think, one of the coolest opening sequences. Like when you meet Cal and you're kind of on that like the trash junkyard planet, and you first get to fight with the lightsaber. Like that whole section.
You fall down into the train.
Oh,
right.
So
right.
cool.
You're listening to
like very
the Who, play in universe music. Yeah, it's sick.
So
The whole
good.
thing's sick.
So good. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Kyle, what are some games that you would say are great, and if they would have done one or two things, they would have been maybe even better, or you would have felt that they were even more amazing?
And I'm sorry I couldn't get these to you ahead of time, so you had B-roll ready. But I literally,
I bet you I can pull something up. We'll see how I do.
Literally finished the list like a second ago. My number, these are in no particular order. And again, I'm having a hard time picturing what the difference between like criticism and preference is here. So just know that like my choices might be both or all over the place regarding both of those things.
Totally fair.
So Skyward Sword, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, I think it's a phenomenal game that would just be better if it had no motion control whatsoever. I think that its attempt at doing something interesting with the equipment at the time was good, and I like Nintendo that they do that, but like I don't know if I needed like non-traditional movement in my traditional like Zelda game, so and I feel like this game would be thought of better because it was the very first one with like an actual like narrative. And what I mean by that is like cutscenes and like I know there were some cutscenes like in Ocarina of Time, but like there was a little more narrative focus in this while. So it was like a prequel, right? It was setting up like what the Master Sword
was it like an origin story kind of?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and like
the
it's
furthest
really
back in the timeline.
It's really important and interesting lore. It's like how the Master Sword gets forged. It's how the original evil gets created. Like it's interesting, but we don't think about it fondly because we have to waggle, 40 hours through this game. And there are some other little nitpicks I know that people had with it not being exactly as open as maybe like Ocarina of Time and like Twilight Princess was. A little more linear, but I don't mind the linearity of it, but like my big qualm mostly is like I just can't go back and play this game because I'm 40 years old. I'm not standing in the middle of my room like swinging a fake sword, in a game. I'm not doing it. Sorry, I'm
It's
just not
totally
gonna do it.
fair.
So yeah, I wished it would be better, but I understand if people are like, oh, like the whole point is the motion controls. Yeah, now I'm asking for the game to be a completely different game, so like that's why I feel gross about it. Like it's just like, it is what it is.
No, dude,
and
I'm
that-
glad you brought this one up because this is exactly the kind of game that I look at and I go, I would have loved to play Skyward Sword. It's the only Zelda I've never even tried, and it's
Yeah,
all because of the
same.
motion controls.
Same.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is spot on. I bet you I would have loved
Okay,
this
cool.
game if I would have been able to play
Yeah,
it
and
with regular
again,
controls.
even the motion controls aren't bad. It's cool. You have swing high and swing low. I just don't care.
Don't
just
make
not for
me do it.
Yeah, don't make me do it. And it didn't do any better when they like transferred everything to like a joystick. When they remastered the game, it's clunky and weird to play.
That's what I heard.
But yeah. Anyways, another one. Maybe people will resonate with this a little more. But Mass Effect Andromeda. I guess the only sin of this game is it's missing the magic. So when you ask what do you change, what would fix this game, I don't know. How do you quantify magic? How do you quantify recapturing the magic of the first trilogy? And like,
MP. You need MP to cast magic.
Yeah, I mean, having the original writers on it, having better written characters that are more interesting. So the characters were kind of a slog in this. I was very uninterested in like almost everybody, even though there's some moments that are interesting, but for the most part, I'm like, I don't care about you. But like everything else about the game is perfect. The exploration's perfect. The gameplay's better than it ever been. It's just amazing. You can actually drive this stupid vehicle without it feeling like garbage. There's just a lot of really cool stuff like in this game. It's just like, and I like it. I think Tim, I think you even like it.
I love this game.
I love it. Yeah, but like it's just.
But as you're talking about the characters too, I can't remember one character except for maybe the villain a little bit and maybe the love interest that I ended up going with. I can't really remember too many characters. It's funny because in my mind I'm like, yeah, there were some great interactions. I bet you there were good interaction opportunities with characters that weren't fully fleshed out.
Popcorn, then I'm like, this is cool. I like everyone hanging out.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was kind of like, I don't know. I didn't connect to almost anybody. Like the Asari lady was kind of moody, and the human who was like an Asari commando, that's all she said. Well, I am the first human to be an Asari commando. I'm like, no, I know it's your literal whole personality. I get it. But like, no.
You just say real quick, this looks like a guy that Jeff would create in a character creator. This guy with the orange hair.
That is Jeff's.
I was like, oh, that's my avatar. That's my guy.
Broke
ass carrot top.
You guys didn't ask me about my Outer Worlds character, by the way.
I can't imagine.
It's literally that one. It's literally that one.
Yeah, that's him.
I love more about this game than I don't like, and I cheer it on more than most people do. But like, what is wrong with this game? It was missing the magic, and I don't know how you fix that.
Yeah.
Like, just and maybe it would find the magic if it got a chance to get a sequel, which it won't. So,
it won't.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Then.
Yep.
And I guess my last one would be Star Wars Battlefront 2, the EA version. Everything about this game, it was a Battlefield game, big, huge worlds that you knew, from the original trilogy, the prequel, and the sequel trilogies, if you wanted to get into those. And like, it's everything about that game is great. And then EA's like, but everything's like random and loot boxes. Like that's how you progress in the game. Is like everything's loot boxes and garbage. They just turned a really good game into like a garbage like gotcha game. And this game will go down in history as being like thing that like lost EA the license for like Star Wars. They were able to kind of recoup a little bit like with the Star Wars Jedi series, but like this is like a sin. But the game, when you play it, is very, very good. It's a very competent.
It was one of the prettiest games of the year. It was so beautiful.
And they had full access to the vault, so everything was scans, like digital scans from like the schematics of all the ships and like the guns. All the sounds were like on the table. They got to pillage the entire like sound archive. Everything about this game is perfect, except that EA made it and that they put their cream all over it. And
that was like the height of their EA-ness.
We would have had a Battlefield.
Was fantastic too, by the way.
I like it too. Yeah, I know a lot
awesome.
of people hated it more than anything, but like I thought it was awesome too.
I thought it was rad. Yeah.
And yeah, just had a lot working for it. And flying was easy and interesting, and all the levels are great. You want to play Hoth, you want to play all these like big moments of Star Wars, recreate them. The Battle of Theed from the prequels, like all that stuff is all there. And it's fun. It's just like, again, like it's just all that corpo greed that got put all over it. And like we won't look at, we would have had Battlefront 3s by now. Maybe this game would have been ongoing, you know, if they just maybe we'd had Andor content, you know, while we're playing this game if it was still around. But no, they made sure they screwed this one up, and it's a shame because now we don't get these games anymore. So
yeah,
that is a shame. Every game that's been mentioned so far, I'm like, either I still love it or would play it again, or I'm just really hopeful that there is a really successful follow-up to it. You know, every game that has been brought up from all of us, none of these are like, all these are ones that were, for some of us, were Game of the Year contenders, or for some of us, they were close to being Game of the Year contenders if they had only ... fill in the blank with that thing. So
mine were all like top 5 for the
I think like Mass Effect Andromeda is like what was my second favorite, may even been my favorite game of that year. Still, I have to go back and look.
It was really, was that 2017 or 18?
Yeah, same year as Battlefront 2, I think. Yeah.
There's no way to know.
Yeah, that was.
There's no. Yeah, I can't find
Andromeda,
out. Don't find
though.
out.
It's
I you know, because you guys were there for my Mass Effect journey, and I think Tim, you had your first Mass Effect journey too, or something. Is that right?
I did
for the first 3.
I did.
And then I played Andromeda after, which was years after you guys had already started the podcast, talked about it, played it, and I freaking loved it, man. Like I still love
Andromeda's
it.
great.
It still plays great.
It's Star Trek instead of Star Wars. Like that's
they
traded in sci-fi.
It's way more Trekky. Way more Trekky. Yeah. Just with less interesting characters, like you're saying. It's more of like a writing issue at that point.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you liked the Mass Effect games, and I'm not saying it's the same as it at all, but I do think if you haven't given Starfield a fair shot, you owe that to yourself. Because I do think there's a lot of similarities in terms of the cast of characters and the storyline and kind of that Star Trek, like you said, the NASA punk. Is that what you said? I liked that description of it. Like it kind of has some similarities there.
It's more
really
grounded than Mass Effect for sure. Like I would say, like,
more grounded,
scientifically, I guess. Even though there are still.
Although by the time you get to the end, it leans into
you do have superpowers at the end of that game, but
that's true. That's true.
As you get into the new game plus, you're like, huh? Yeah, it's great. It's great. I remember telling Kyle this too, and I finished it. I was like, it's one of the best New Game Plus hooks I've ever seen. Like I loved the New Game Plus hook. Yeah. It was so fun. Yeah, it was good.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, stand by that one. All right, hey, let's start with you, Jeff. Anything else you're playing or watching that you want to highlight?
Sure. We mentioned last week when I made my triumphant return.
Yeah, you did.
Stone Cold style when he returned in 2005 or 2006.
And everyone go watch that episode. He was fully nude for that whole episode. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was from the waist down. You guys
he smashed a couple of beers like Stone Cold, and he was like, all down his.
Hell yeah. Dear diary. Anyway.
What? Rachel Crustacean.
I did.
No one knows what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. R.I.P. Dudesy, bro. For real.
Jeff's back to Dudesy's back on the menu.
I did circle back to Keeper because right after Ghost of Yotei, that was not the right game to pick up immediately. Because it is very, at the beginning, the first like 30, 45 minutes, very walking sim, and the puzzles are
walk,
more or less. Just walk, and maybe do like a little bit of a like push forward to get through some obstacles or whatever. But as the game goes along, it has you doing way more with the bird. And it has more like timey-wimey, like time travel-y stuff involved, which is really cool. And now I'm at the midpoint where there's like you come across like this kind of like cotton, it looks like cotton candy area, but it allows you the ability to jump higher. And and I don't know, the puzzles just get more interesting, and that time aspect never goes away, where you can change it from sunrise to afternoon to nighttime. But those represent years. So like if you switch to nighttime, I'm kind of spoiling a little bit of the mechanics, but I mean, people are bored in the opening hour of this game. So I'm trying to give you something to look forward to.
Yeah, just know there's more coming for you.
Yeah, there's more. If you switch it to night, like your bird's a ghost now. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's cool.
That it interprets time in years instead.
Cool.
Or like if you would go back to sunrise, your bird is like an egg. So like
Huh.
it's very cool how they're doing that.
That's awesome.
And how
By
they
the way, that
unlock
game has
So
an
that's like the first
arachnophobia
hour.
warning at the beginning because you have like spider legs on your
Oh.
thing. I don't know if you noticed that. The
You
game
do,
has like a
yeah,
little
Sure.
yeah.
warning about arachnophobia.
And there's a part too where like you fall down a pit or whatever, and you see all these other lighthouses with their little legs, and I'm like, oh my god, what happened? There's like a whole lore going on. The Double Fine does not. There's no
Okay.
spoken word, so it's all like inside type of stuff where it's like you're kind of just putting things together as you trudge along. That's the only other game I'm actually trying to beat it because it's like 3 hours, 3.5. So it'll get beaten, I'm sure. And the other thing I wanted to mention is something again I mentioned last week. I did finish it. Season 1 of Splinter Cell Dead Watch was fantastic. So good, such good action, a great hook of a story. Clearly ended on a cliffhanger intended for a season 2. They did get renewed, thankfully. But Liev Schreiber is just such a great old man Sam Fisher voice.
Big shoes to fill too with what's
Yeah.
his face
Yeah.
who originally, you know.
Yeah. God, who was that guy?
Michael Ironside. Michael Ironside.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, the action's really rad, and I love that the writers were not afraid to be like, we don't need to have dialogue in here. Like, make it like the game where it's just quiet and action is just happening on screen. You know, and it's really cool. It's a good animated show for Netflix. Good for them. They're going to cancel it before season 2 comes out, but that's fine. Whatever.
That's what they do.
Yeah, saying that the season 2 is confirmed doesn't mean anything at Netflix. Apparently.
It doesn't mean anything anymore. They're going to truncate it and make it like 3 episodes, and you're like, okay, great, thanks. I guess I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, all good things. I'm playing. Nothing that's or watching. Nothing that's making me go, all right, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah, that's good.
But that's all I got.
Love that. And there's lots of new stuff too, which is cool. Kyle, what about you? I know you
Yeah.
talked about some other new stuff that you're juggling. Anything else you're playing or watching you want to call out?
I did grab the Switch 2 version of Puzzle Quest like the other week because it's like the only
Nice.
puzzle game I like is like match 4 games for like dummies like me.
But then you're like
and
fighting
I'm-
goblins with it.
Yeah, you're like fighting goblins and like leveling up and yada yada. It's very cool. And it's just the original
It is
game.
fun.
It's just like up-res in the 4K, which like I couldn't tell you if it looked different or not. I mean, it's a very simple looking game, but
More
I did
Ks,
grab
Kyle,
that.
more Ks.
It's more Ks, all the Ks. So outside of that, just been all new stuff though. I haven't really been playing a lot of old stuff. I'm still playing a lot of stuff on the Switch, so like Absalom and Trails in the Sky, Shinobi, Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm still plucking away at all that stuff, but they're just not main event, main course stuff right now. Because all these other big games had the audacity to come out all at the same time. It's October. Here we
How-
are.
Bunch of jerks.
How dare?
Jerks.
But
Bunch
yeah.
of jerks. What about you, Dan? Oh, sorry, Kyle. Was there other one?
No, I was just gonna say, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Dan. What else are you playing or watching that you want to call out?
Yeah, just tactics and Yotei. Tactics. I'm on the last chapter. I'm pretty sure there's 4. PlayStation, the PS5 is saying I'm 80% in, so I'm assuming
Nice.
chapter 4 is the last one.
Okay.
And yeah, it's so good. It's just so good, and it's gotten more interesting. There's more, just things being weaved into the story, and you're learning about gods and stuff, and there's just all this like, there's just so many like A story, B story, C story. There's just all these layers, and they all add up. There's the political stuff, but then there's like the god stuff, and there's like these legends of these warriors, and just all these things come together. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, the job system's rad. I have them all unlocked now. And I when I had mentioned before, like I was just farming JP, the job points, or
Yeah.
Japanese points, I think, as Jeff said.
All right, I missed that. Yeah.
And AP, Kyle, AP is American points.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that is-
Everyone
that is
knows
correct.
AP is
Yeah.
better than JP.
Yeah.
We all know it.
Yeah,
we
man.
all know it.
Everybody knows it.
And
All
you
the
know-
signs
you know what-
Everybody
You know
knows
what?
it.
No one's trying to get is EP. No one cares about European points. We know that
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
one cares
No
about
one cares.
European points.
Nobody cares. Their
EP.
food's disgusting. Their culture's
Yeah.
old and gross.
yeah, they put beans on their toast. What a bunch of fucking idiots. Who puts beans on toast? Like,
Stop
what is
eating
that
like you
shit?
still have air raids overhead in World War II and put some salt on your food. What's going on with you guys?
For real. Have you tasted it before you served it? Did you taste it?
Yeah. We don't really do seasoning here. Just
That's so good.
Yeah.
Go to
We
Japan.
fought
Good.
wars over salt for thousands of years, but we don't use
Wars
it. We don't
over
use it
salt.
at all. They did.
I mean,
this is real.
Yeah.
That's a true story. What
Salt
you just said
wars.
is true.
Yeah. We did. We
True.
actually used to fight wars over spices. Yeah, read a book.
But what I do love about the
And
like
Dune.
games like that, like tactics games, is like just giving you just all the kind of open like you can like I basically got to a point because I was grinding the JP points that I unlocked the Dragoon job, but wasn't far enough into the game to have the city unlocked that I could buy the weapons for the Dragoon job. Like,
Oh wow.
like I got ahead of myself, and I think that's cool because then it's just like, oh, okay, well, like I guess I know that I shouldn't even be this like leveled up, so let me just kind of continue with the story and keep progressing. So it's just very cool. I'm so
Yeah.
happy that they because again this was a huge blind spot for me, so I'm very happy that I have it and I'm playing it and it's awesome and I'm almost done. And then Yotai
Love
is awesome. I think I have all the
So
weapons now. I just got the
Yes.
the
The chain
what you
thingy?
call. Oh no! Okay, so I
Kurosagi-
don't
Kurosagi?
actually. Okay, I forgot about that one. The Odachi. The Odachi.
Oh, the big boy sword, the
Um,
horse killer.
Big
yeah,
boy.
the big boy,
Yeah.
dude. Which is so rad because you're just like hurling your body and like the
Yeah.
swing,
Yeah.
just like. And the dude that like shows you it, he's like, "Oh, make sure to use a regular sword when you're." And I'm just like, "Nah, screw that. I'm still swinging at regular dudes and like and staggering them
What are they
because
doing?
it's a
Rocket?
fucking
Yeah.
massive sword, man." Yeah, like,
yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
fun because it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
and messing around with the photo mode, I shared a bunch of photos with you guys because I'm just like
Yes.
out of
It
control.
looks so good.
Just
Yeah.
out of control with the photos.
Yeah.
I have like another 5 or 6. So
It's
like
a beautiful game.
and it's a beautiful game and it's just really fun to mess around with the lighting and the filters and all that. So yeah, it's just rad. So I'm having a good time with it.
I know that
Nice.
competition is crazy
Nice
this
game.
year, and it's hard to predict things for the Game Awards. But like, I at least hope for game direction or whatever gets a developer nominated that Sucker Punch is up there.
Yeah,
Even if the game
Kojima's
is
gonna
not
get
for Game of the
direction.
Year.
They made that.
I
they
know,
made that
but, like-
whole- I know that gets,
Yeah.
and it's so unfair because like I do.
It's
think
predetermined.
I think it is. I do
It's
predetermined.
predetermined.
For Kojima, maybe
and I'm
yes.
not trying to.
but-
I'm not trying to besmirch Kojima here, but like,
Yeah.
this game is incredibly well directed. Like to a point where
Yeah.
like most
yeah.
games dream of being this cinematic. Like so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
I
hope
just
that
wish
it
that
is a discussion.
Sucker Punch was up there, like for among the 5 or however many nominees. Like, in there's competition is insane this year, so
Yeah.
probably not. But
Yeah.
that would be really cool.
Yeah. So
So I'm right there with
that's
you.
it.
I'm playing a lot of Yote as well.
Okay, good.
I'm still pretty early though. Like I'm just distracted when I get in there to finally play. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
let's see what's over here. So
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, I am really enjoying it. It's a very immersive experience. It's definitely one of my favorites this year, and I've got a lot of those already. So I realize it's like trying to pick your favorite kid in a year like this. It's kind of impossible. But so I absolutely love it. The combat has really grown on me since we last recorded, where I was kind of like, I like it, but I don't know if it's clicking. I totally love it. I love the combat. So yeah, I love that game. And as we already talked about stuff like PowerWash Simulator and a little bit of Ninja Gaiden 4. The only other thing I wanted to call out is I played a little first-person shootery with my son, who's super into Rainbow Six Siege, and then he wanted to try out Call of Duty Warzone. So we did some Rainbow Six Siege, which I stink at. I'm really bad at it.
Oh my god, I'm so bad.
You
at
can't
that.
jump into that game all
Bored.
these years after it comes out. Everybody
Yeah.
plays that
Well,
game.
here's
for
the
Die
problem.
Hard,
Yeah.
Here's the problem. My account played it as early as 2015 when it launched. So it looks like I'm this OG. I have all these like rewards
Yeah.
and like titles for like being an OG player. And I stink at this game. But
See, that's not how that should approach it, though.
humbling
It shouldn't
game.
do that. It should be like, oh, you haven't played since 2015. Clearly, you're
Yeah.
super rusty, and then
Yeah, like at the beginning, everyone's like flying around, setting up cameras, setting up traps with their little like zip, 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 and I'm like, what are we doing? What should we do? What am I supposed to do? Should I like block
You're,
up
like,
this
hiding in the
window?
corner.
He's like,
I'll just look at the window and see if anybody's coming.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
crying.
yeah, I think I got like 2 kills and I died like 7 times, and I was like, all right, that was fun, son. I'm out of
Two's
here.
not
Like,
bad.
yeah.
It's not
But then we played some Call of Duty Warzone, which I understand a little more about what that is. It is the free-to-play version. It's the battle royale version. I don't like it as much. There are some fun modes, I guess, but I just like the mainline Call of Duty multiplayer. That's what I like. I like
Same.
the deathmatch and search and destroy and domination and all those things. So,
Same.
so it still plays fun. It just feels more like a Fortnite or something like that. It's just it's not my thing, with the way that you
Same.
drop into the map and take people on. But it was still fun to play with my son. We did some matches that were more against like a mixture of bots and newer players, so we could have some success. And we had a fun time playing duos doing that. That was a good time. But man, I'm hyped for Black Ops 7 here in a few weeks. I can't wait for that.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to playing that game. So anyway, last but not least, I did try a little Disco Elysium because I'm feeling like that narrative itch where I want to play a story game. I can't wait to dive into Dispatch as the new episodes continue to release over the next few weeks. But I was like, man, I've never given Disco Elysium a fair shake. It's like beloved. Everyone talks about it. There's another game from them coming out next year. Like, I got to try this again. It's one of the weirdest games. Just in terms of like the characters and the way the art style and then like the dialogue. Don't get me wrong, it's brilliantly written, but I also think people were on a lot of substances as they came up with some of these ideas, and it's wacky, man. And I think I am going to keep trying to dig into it and see if I can, because there's a mystery and not only who you are but what you're doing and what happened, and so trying to figure things out. But it's also weirdly funny and tongue in cheek and like. Is this all just a joke? Like I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I'm trying to figure out what makes it a masterpiece for so many people. I appreciate the quality of it so far, but I still feel like I haven't cracked that egg of like what makes it a 10 out of 10 for so many people. Like what is it? So I'm looking forward.
Some
to
people just love
uncovering
the
it.
writing. Like it's kind of like that game Citizen Sleeper, where it's like people love the writing, and I'm like, this game is
Totally get it.
just
Yeah.
awful to play, in my opinion. But Disco Elysium is at least like not awful to play. Like it's just not.
Right.
In my my take.
I agree.
And you
It's
can
not
tell
awful
that
to play.
it was written by. You can tell it was written by a novelist, like because of
Yeah.
all the word jargony stuff. Like it's just lots of words,
Yeah.
man.
It takes a minute, but you start to realize it's different parts of your brain that are like trying to influence you and talk to you, like through your reptilian brain and the limbic system and all the different things that are like trying to help you process things, But anyway, interesting game. But that's it.
That developer broke up, which sucks. Yeah.
I think they're making a game next year, right? The Parades game?
Well, the developer's still around, but like the original guy like left or was sued.
Yeah.
There was some kind of drama.
Yeah, there was a whole lawsuit and stuff. The main writer of the game, the novelist, he out.
Which apparently I think he did write some of this new one too. So there's a lot of controversy of like them still using his work. I'd have to look into it. I don't take what I'm saying at face value here, but yeah, there's a lot of drama around this new game.
Wow.
Where people are like trying to convince themselves not to be excited for it because of all the
Well, I'll tell you what, Zero Parades looks fantastic, just like Disco Elysium does. It's got its very unique style.
I wish I liked these games more, like this type of games. I just don't understand like adventure games at all. So it's like the whole idea.
I will tell you this:
getting a thing.
If you wanted to play a game,
like I don't do it.
If you want to play a game like this that has little gameplay elements and I think is more cohesive, personally, just as it's not trying to like make you think super hard with every line of dialogue, I still think Game Deck, which I think is on sale right now for less than $10, it's one of the best ones. It's one of those like jack into the system into like the Matrix worlds, these different universes. You can go online. It's like cyberpunky, but you're a detective and someone was murdered, and so you're going into these different online games to interview people and talk to them and come back. Anyway, I think it's great. Game Deck is fantastic. Highly recommend that one. All right, that does it for us this week. Thank you all for tuning in to watch, to listen. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. It'll be the month of November. Looking forward to it. Thanks for listening. Peace.